Chapter 1202. Dragon Gate. Yang Hongwu was in a great mood after his cultivation breakthrough. If it wasn't for this guy, although he could have successfully broken through, it wouldn't have been so stable. He would have needed a long time to stabilize it. This guy had done him a great favor. Now, it's time to send you to hell. As soon as Yang Hongwu finished speaking, he struck out with his finger. The demon-exterminating finger was the nemesis of all demons. When the finger landed on the purple moon demon king's body, his body dissipated under the golden light. After he dissipated, something fell to the ground. Yang Hongwu's eyes widened. It was a bone. Moreover, there were ancient runes on the bone. Those were demonic runes. These demonic runes were somewhat similar to his demon-devouring rune. This made Yang Hongwu even more shocked. Where did this purple moon demon king come from? How could a mere doppelganger have a demonic bone? This demonic bone has a great background. The demonic runes on the demonic bone were not damaged by his demon-killing finger. This was enough to show how powerful the demonic bone was. However, when he thought about it, the demonic runes on the demonic bone seemed to be of the same origin as his demon-devouring rune. How could it be simple? Yang Hongwu was now curious. Did this demonic bone belong to Purple Moon Demon King? Or did his doppelganger find it himself? However, after a while, Yang Hongwu understood one thing. If the demonic bone belonged to Purple Moon Demon King, how could his doppelganger be killed so easily? How could it be devoured by his demon-devouring rune so easily? As long as that guy comprehended the runes on the demonic bone, he could resist his demon-devouring rune. Obviously, this demonic bone did not belong to Purple Moon Demon King. Unfortunately, there was no way to know where it came from. If he had known earlier, he would not have used the demon-killing finger to kill the incarnation of the Purple Moon Demon King. If he had used the soul-searching technique on the incarnation of the Purple Moon Demon King, he would have known where the demon bone came from. However, it was all too late. Purple Moon Demon King's doppelganger had already dissipated completely. Congratulations, husband. You've made another breakthrough in your cultivation. Bai Yiran walked over first. Lucky bastard, Zifeng Wang said. Yang Hongwu smiled faintly. Congratulations to young master for improving your cultivation. At this time, He Qianin also came over. Guang Tianhua Daoist Hua Shui and Daoist Hua Shui had fled, but only He Qianin did not leave. This surprised Yang Hongwu. Previously, when Purple Moon Demon King wanted to self-destruct, Hua Shui Daoist and Guang Tianhua were scared out of their wits, so they frantically ran away. Only He Qianin stayed behind. This made Yang Hongwu somewhat confused. The situation was so dangerous just now. Why didn't you leave? Yang Hongwu said, If the Purple Moon Demon King had succeeded in self-destructing, I'm afraid you wouldn't even have a corpse left. I believe in young master, He Qianin said. In fact, she wanted to escape at first, but in the end, she stayed. It was an inexplicable trust. Moreover, she saw Yang Hongwu's confident eyes. Thank you for your trust. Don't worry. Since you trust me so much, when I leave, I'll give you a huge opportunity. Yang Hongwu said, I don't want any opportunity. If young master leaves, can you take me with you? He Qianin said, You want to leave with me? Yang Hongwu said, Leave this side of the world? Do you know that once you leave this side of the world, there will be dangers everywhere? With your cultivation, if you go to another world, you won't be as free as you are now. Once you're there, you'll be like an ant. Think about it first. There's still time. Yang Hongwu stopped He Qianin and then said to Bai Yiran and Zifeng Wang, Let's go now and see the real treasure in this Dragon Gate Devil Cave. Zifeng Wang was shocked when he heard Yang Hongwu's words. He didn't believe it and looked at him in disbelief. You know where the real treasure is? Yes, this thing is unexpected. Yang Hongwu smiled faintly. This thing wasn't only unexpected to others. Even Yang Hongwu himself was shocked. This was a real treasure. It was even more shocking than the origin of the boundary bead. What is it? Zifeng Wang asked. You'll understand when you see it. However, it won't be of much help to you. Yang Hongwu said and walked in front. Bai Yiran and Zifeng Wang followed behind. Soon, the four of them arrived in front of a majestic palace. This majestic palace was shocking. What was even more shocking was that there was a huge dragon gate in front of the palace. There was a huge dragon carved on the dragon gate. The dragon's eyes were closed. Even though its eyes were closed, it was still very terrifying. Its aura was even more terrifying and powerful than the demonic dragon. What is this place? This is unbelievable. This dragon gate, that palace, is this the palace of the dragon god? He mumbled. Haha, it's mine. I want to become the ruler of this world. No one can stop me. At this moment, a voice came from the palace. This voice belonged to none other than Guang Tianhua. Oh no, someone beat us to it. Let's go in quickly. He face changed. Master, we have to go in quickly. Otherwise, it'll be too late. No rush, no rush. Yang Hongwu wasn't anxious at all. He looked calm and collected. You're still dilly-dallying at this time. The opportunity is going to be snatched away. Zifeng Wang was also very anxious. No need. The real treasure will be obtained by those who are fated. If not, you won't be able to get it. Moreover, I've already seen the real treasure. The thing in the palace is just a small profit. It's nothing. Yang Hongwu's face revealed an unfathomable expression. What's going on? Where's the treasure? Why can't I see it? Zifeng Wang asked. He was also confused. Only Bai Yiran knew. The treasure is right in front of you. Haven't you seen it already? Yang Hongwu said. You're saying that the treasure is this dragon gate? Zifeng Wang only reacted after a while. He looked at Yang Hongwu and asked, Yes, the real treasure is this dragon gate. This is the most precious treasure in the Dragon Gate Demon Cave. Yang Hongwu said, That palace is just a cover. If you enter the palace, you won't be able to get the real treasure. Isn't this just an arched door? What treasure is it? I can't see it. Zifeng Wang said. He nodded. Although there was a strong pressure on the Dragon Gate, she couldn't see what kind of treasure it was. The material of the Dragon Gate was also very ordinary. The only shocking thing was the giant dragon carved on the Dragon Gate. Could it be the giant dragon carved? Husband, could this be that thing? Bai Yiran suddenly thought of something and looked at Yang Hongwu. Yes, it's that thing. Yang Hongwu nodded. Chapter 1203. Crazy, what is it? Don't beat around the bush, just tell me. Zifeng Wang asked. He knew that the two of them must know something. The ancient Dragon Gate. Yang Hongwu said, It's a top-grade true treasure that surpasses the Emperor weapon. How does it compare to the Radiant Sage Tablet? Zifeng Wang asked. Radiant Sage Tablet? Yang Hongwu smiled. The so-called Radiant Sage Tablet is nothing in front of the ancient Dragon Gate. It can't be compared at all. Compared to your battle blade, which one is better? He asked. She didn't know about the Radiant Sage Tablet, but she had seen Yang Hongwu's weapon, the Hongmeng Battle Blade. The Hongmeng Battle Blade was definitely a top-grade treasure. If it could be compared to the Battle Blade, then it would be a top-grade treasure. If it's really that treasure, then it's more powerful than my Hongmeng Battle Blade. Although Yang Hongwu didn't want to admit it, it was the truth. Although the Hongmeng Battle Blade was precious, it was still a far cry from the ancient Dragon Gate. The ancient Dragon Gate was a legendary existence that could be compared to the Great Seal of the common people. Then why don't you refine the Dragon Gate? Zifeng Wang said, If this treasure falls into the hands of those two guys, it'll be troublesome. Zifeng Wang didn't have any greedy thoughts in his heart. As for He, she did have such thoughts at first, but she threw it away very quickly. Such a treasure wasn't something she could get her hands on. Moreover, a divine object had a spirit and would choose its own owner. If she overestimated herself and tried to snatch it, she wouldn't have a good ending. She had already seen through this point. Okay, Yang Hongwu nodded. Move aside. I'll try to subdue this Dragon Gate. As soon as he finished speaking, the Dragon Gate emitted a strong light and turned into a golden dragon that soared into the sky. In the next moment, something shocking happened. The golden dragon instantly entered between Yang Hongwu's eyebrows. Husband, Yang Hongwu, sir. The three women were extremely worried and shouted loudly. Don't worry, I'm fine. Yang Hongwu's body trembled, but he quickly recovered. When he saw how concerned the three girls were, he revealed a smile and said, The Dragon's Gate has already recognized a master. Where did this Dragon Gate come from? Bai Yiran asked. Is it really that ancient Dragon Gate? Yang Hongwu nodded and said, That's right. However, this ancient Dragon Gate isn't complete. This is only a part of the ancient Dragon Gate. It can't be compared to the Real Dragon Gate, but it also has some Dragon Gate abilities. It's really the Dragon Gate. That's great. The surprise in by Iran's eyes was self-evident. I've cultivated a part of the Dragon Gate's mental cultivation technique, the Dragon Transformation Mental Cultivation Technique. Yang Hongwu said, this Dragon Transformation Mental Cultivation method has many similarities with the Nine Heavens Divine Dragon technique that I cultivate. The secret technique that the demonic dragon cultivates is derived from this Dragon Transformation Mental Cultivation method. Hearing this, Zifeng Wang's and He Qianin's eyes lit up. However, it's a pity that this mental cultivation method can only be cultivated by those with the bloodline of the true dragon. When Yang Hongwu said this, the two of them felt depressed, especially Zifeng Wang. The reason she entered this space and entered the forbidden area of Grey Cloud Town's Du family was to obtain a powerful secret technique that could allow her to break through the shackles and enter the legendary realm. When she heard that the Dragon Transformation Mental Cultivation Technique was so powerful, she was very happy. But she didn't expect that this technique couldn't be cultivated. She couldn't help but feel a little disappointed. You refined the Dragon Gate. Didn't you obtain anything else? Zifeng Wang continued to ask. Yes, but now's not the time to talk. Yang Hongwu looked in the direction of the palace. At this time, Guang Tianhua's cultivation had increased significantly. He looked very arrogant. His hair was disheveled, and the simple sword in his hand exuded an unparalleled majesty. Guang Tianhua. Seeing that Guang Tianhua's cultivation had increased significantly and his aura was so strong, Zifeng Wang's expression changed. This guy looked at Yang Hongwu and the other three with a strong killing intent. Yang Hongwu, I've already obtained the inheritance. Today is the day you die. Guang Tianhua stared at Yang Hongwu and said, you didn't expect this day to come, did you? Back then, because of you, I had to compromise and bow to you. Now that I've obtained the inheritance, I have the power to kill you. I will avenge Guang Yu's sect and take back everything. You want to kill me for revenge? Yang Hongwu was amused. Guang Tianhua's confidence had swelled. Did he think that he was invincible just because he obtained some treasures and some inheritance? That was too arrogant. Yes, you must die. As for the others, they can live, but they have to swear a blood oath, offer their souls, and become my servants, Guang Tianhua said. You're really a toad yawning. What big words? Yang Hongwu snorted and said, since you're so confident that you can contend against me, let me see what you're capable of. Yang Hongwu looked at Guang Tianhua with contempt as if he was looking at a clown. He did not put him in his eyes at all. Seeing that Yang Hongwu was looking down on him, Guang Tianhua was furious. Kid, if you want to die now, I'll fulfill your wish. He unsheathed the simple sword in his hand, and a dragon's roar came from the sword. It's your honor to die under the dragon's spring divine sword. With that, Guang Tianhua waved the sword in his hand, and a powerful sword chi slashed toward Yang Hongwu. Interesting. Yang Hongwu smiled softly. That sword was rare and could be considered a sacred artifact. A sacred artifact was nothing in Yang Hongwu's eyes, but in this small world, it was an incredible treasure. However, if that's all, then I'm too disappointed. A sword light burst out from Yang Hongwu's eyes. That sword light instantly collided with Guang Tianhua's sword chi, and the two sword chis melted into each other. Impossible, this is impossible. I've obtained the inheritance and the dragon spring divine sword. How can I not kill you? I must kill you. Seeing that his attack was easily neutralized by Yang Hongwu, Guang Tianhua felt unwell. It was as if he was possessed. His eyes were red, and his face was incomparably ferocious. The aura on his body continued to rise, and the dragon's spring divine sword in his hand glowed brightly. At that moment, he was like a demon who had gone mad and was about to devour someone. Die, die, die. He frantically brandished his treasured sword, bursting out bursts of sword chi. Chapter 1204. The Might of the Dragon Gate Suppress. With a light shout, The giant dragon soared into the sky and instantly appeared in front of Guang Tianhua. The powerful force sent Guang Tianhua flying. Then, a vast force suppressed Guang Tianhua. Like a dead dog, Guang Tianhua was firmly pressed to the ground, unable to get up. This is impossible. How could this be? I don't believe it. Guang Tianhua went crazy. He was originally full of confidence and thought that he could easily kill Yang Hongwu. However, reality was cruel. He was easily defeated by Yang Hongwu and was pressed to the ground, unable to get up. This was a disgrace. Nothing is impossible. You are too weak, so weak that I don't even have the interest to make a move. Yang Hongwu mocked. Guang Tianhua was also a traitor. Taoist Hua Shui was the same. He was full of himself, but Guang Tianhua was also a ruthless person. He killed Taoist Hua Shui, but he was too full of himself. Originally, Yang Hongwu had planned to train Guang Tianhua into a qualified subordinate, but he did not expect him to be so arrogant. He thought that he was invincible just because he had obtained a little opportunity. Such a person was too arrogant. I don't believe it. I've obtained the inheritance, the supreme inheritance. I'm a master of the world. I'm going to kill you. Things had already reached this point, but he was still stubborn. You're not even comparable to the demonic dragon. You're too weak. You're just an ant, yet you want to overturn the heavens? What a joke. As Yang Hongwu spoke, the dragon gate expanded and fell in the direction of Guang Tianhua. This time, Guang Tianhua was smashed to death and his soul was sucked into the dragon gate. Yang Hongwu's cultivation had actually improved a little. This caused Yang Hongwu to be rather surprised. He never thought that killing Guang Tianhua would actually allow his cultivation to increase. This dragon gate had devoured Guang Tianhua's soul, devoured his cultivation, and fed him pure energy. This caused Yang Hongwu to be in disbelief. It turned out that the dragon gate also had the effects of the devouring art and demon-devouring runes that he cultivated. Indeed, it was surprising. However, such an effect was negligible to Yang Hongwu. Others did not have the secret devouring arts, but Yang Hongwu did not. His devouring true body, devil-devouring runes, etc. All of them had the effect of devouring, and it was extremely shocking. In the next moment, Yang Hongwu discovered that the dragon's gate devoured pure energy, while the devouring body focused on devouring the power of the divine talisman. The demon-devouring mark had an excellent effect on devouring demonic qi, while the dragon's gate devouring power had an excellent effect on other types of energy. He died just like that. The originally arrogant and powerful Guang Tianhua was killed by Yang Hongwu in an instant. He Qianin couldn't believe it. He was too weak. It's not that he was weak, but that Yang Hongwu had become stronger. Zifeng Wang had to admit that Yang Hongwu's strength was becoming more and more terrifying. In this small world, no one was his opponent. Even the mortal continent, he could become a powerhouse. We have obtained the treasure. It's time for us to leave. Yang Hongwu looked at the three girls after retrieving the dragon gate. Leave now. Don't you want to take a look at the palace? He Qianin couldn't help but ask after hearing Yang Hongwu's words. The palace was so extraordinary. Guang Tianhua had obtained a lot of benefits from the palace. Although he was killed by Yang Hongwu in one blow, it was undeniable that Guang Tianhua had indeed become stronger. Therefore, there should be a lot of good things in the palace. If they didn't go in and take a look, they would be unwilling to leave. Yang Hongwu looked at Zifeng Wang and He Qianin's expectant eyes and said, "If you want to take a look, then go ahead." If they didn't take a look, they wouldn't be willing to leave. In fact, after Yang Hongwu refined the dragon gate, he had completely controlled this space. This dragon gate wasn't that simple. Although it hadn't recovered and was only a part of the ancient dragon gate, it wouldn't be that simple. In fact, the entire small world of the source bead was the inner world of the ancient dragon gate. In other words, after Yang Hongwu obtained the recognition of the dragon gate, it was equivalent to becoming the master of this small world. At first, Yang Hongwu thought that this source bead was related to the Haoyan Pagoda. However, he didn't expect that this wasn't a part of the Haoyan Pagoda, but was related to the dragon gate. He Qianin and Zifeng Wang were overjoyed when they heard Yang Hongwu's words. The two of them walked in front, while Bai Yi ran and Yang Hongwu followed behind. After entering the palace, they looked at the majestic palace. It was magnificent with dragons and phoenixes carved on it. It was incomparably gorgeous. However, Yang Hongwu knew that there were no more treasures in this place. The only thing that was left was the Dragon Spring Divine Sword. The Dragon Spring Divine Sword was already in Yang Hongwu's hands. What's going on? Why is there nothing here? After entering, Zifeng Wang and He Qianin were extremely disappointed, because the entire palace was empty. There was nothing left. Did you already know? Zifeng Wang looked at Yang Hongwu and asked, "Didn't I already tell you?" Yang Hongwu couldn't help but smile bitterly when he saw Zifeng Wang's questioning look. You didn't believe it and insisted on looking. In fact, what kind of treasure was the ancient Dragon Gate? How could there be no treasures in the space of the ancient Dragon Gate? The real treasures were actually in the secret space of the ancient Dragon Gate. This small world was just the lowest level of the ancient Dragon Gate. In this small world, there weren't many truly powerful treasures. As for the truly powerful treasures, they were in the depths of the ancient Dragon Gate. However, it was even more difficult to obtain the treasures in the depths of the ancient Dragon Gate. The ancient Dragon Gate itself was a supreme treasure. In the depths of the ancient Dragon Gate, there were many ancient existences. These ancient existences were quite terrifying. Even when Yang Hongwu was at his peak, he wasn't a match for these ancient existences. Yang Hongwu was very clear about this. However, because the ancient Dragon Gate was damaged, the ancient existences in the depths of the ancient Dragon Gate had fallen into a deep slumber. One day, when the ancient Dragon Gate was revived, these ancient existences would also awaken. At that time, Yang Hongwu's strength would also increase tremendously. Moreover, he had obtained the recognition of the ancient Dragon Gate. No matter how powerful these ancient existences were, they would still be under Yang Hongwu's control unless they used a great ability to break out of the ancient Dragon Gate. You're lucky to have obtained such a powerful treasure. It's a great harvest, but we don't have anything. Shouldn't you give us some compensation? Zifeng Wang looked at Yang Hongwu and said, Yes. He Qianin nodded in agreement. Chapter 1205. Ghost God Pill, what about me? Zifeng Wang stretched out his hand and looked at Yang Hongwu when he saw Yang Hongwu giving the Dragon Spring Divine sword to He Qianin. I don't have a suitable one now. I'll give it to you when I find one. Yang Hongwu couldn't help but smile bitterly. That's what you said. I'll remember it clearly. Also, Sister Iran has to testify for me. Zifeng Wang said, and don't worry, he won't dare to go back on his word. Bai Iran smiled faintly. All right, let's leave this place now. Yang Hongwu looked at the three girls and said, Don't resist. Yang Hongwu controlled the Dragon Gate. With a single thought, he appeared in a vast space in the next moment. Within this space, there was an eerie ghost chi. Where's this place? He Qianin asked. Yama Ghost Domain. Yang Hongwu said, Yama Ghost Domain? This is the Yama Ghost Domain that's as famous as the Dragon Gate? He Qianin's complexion changed. She didn't expect Yang Hongwu to be so powerful that he could teleport them to Yama's Ghost Domain. This was too shocking. Dragon Gate, Devil Cave, and Yama's Ghost Domain were tens of thousands of li apart. How could she not be surprised? Yang Hongwu's cultivation was too strong. That's right. This is the Yama Ghost Domain, the Yama Ghost Domain that's as famous as the Dragon Gate Devil Cave. Yang Hongwu nodded. What are we doing here? Zifeng Wang asked. Could it be that there's a treasure here? If there weren't any treasures, Yang Hongwu wouldn't have come here. This place was filled with ghost chi, and it was very annoying. We're here to find something. Yang Hongwu said. What is it? Bai Iran asked. Ghost God Pill. Yang Hongwu said. Ghost God Pill? Is that the legendary divine grade pill that can break through the shackles and enter the legendary realm? Zifeng Wang was shocked. If it was true, then it would be great. However, how did Yang Hongwu know that there was a Ghost God Pill in the Yama Ghost Domain? He had never entered this place. How could he know? Moreover, it seemed that even Bai Iran and He Qianin didn't know about this supernatural pill. Therefore, Bai Iran and He Qianin didn't tell Yang Hongwu about the Ghost God Pill. What kind of pill is it? Is it very powerful? He chinines. The supernatural elixir has unfathomable powers. Once consumed, one can directly break through the shackles and enter the so-called legendary realm, surpassing the level of gods without any side effects. The purple phoenix said, "This is something that exists in my inherited memories. I have never seen the ghost deity pill before." Hearing Zi Fenghuang's explanation, Bai Yiran and He Qianin were shocked. The ghost god pill could help people break through the realm. More importantly, it didn't have any side effects. That was the most shocking thing. Ordinary medicinal pills would more or less have some side effects. Therefore, on the path of cultivation, for those who were truly talented, they would rarely take medicinal pills unless there was no other way. They would use pills to improve. Of course, some people were too weak and didn't have enough talent. They had no hope of breaking through at all. That was why they used pills. Can't you refine the ghost god pill? Bai Yiran knew that Yang Hongwu was an expert in alchemy. His alchemy skills were definitely first class. Yang Hongwu shook his head. It's very difficult to refine the ghost god pill. Although I have the pill formula, I don't have the materials or the conditions here. He didn't have the divine fire now, and his cultivation hadn't recovered. Therefore, it was impossible to refine the ghost god pill. Where's the ghost god pill? Let's go in quickly. Zi Fenghuang said, "We can't take the risk. There are dangers everywhere. It's even more dangerous than the Dragon Gate Devil Cave." He Qianin said, "So, even if we want to go in, we have to be prepared. Otherwise, we'll definitely die." "What are you afraid of? Yang Hongwu is so powerful. Amir Yama's ghost realm is nothing." Zi Fenghuang said, "I believe that Yang Hongwu can solve the problem." Yang Hongwu could only smile bitterly. What was this called? He wasn't invincible. Although he had refined the Dragon Gate and became the master of this small world, he still didn't completely control this small world. The Yama's ghost realm was one of the most mysterious places. It wasn't any weaker than the Dragon Gate Devil Cave. But no buts. Let's go. Zi Fenghuang pulled He Qianin to her feet. Zi Fenghuang and He Qianin's relationship became very good. Although He Qianin was their enemy at the beginning, Yang Hongwu was surprised. Women were strange creatures. It hadn't been long, but the relationship between the two had become so good. It was as if they were sisters who hadn't seen each other for many years. The four of them entered the Yama's ghost realm together. After entering, they felt the terrifying ghost qi. This ghost qi kept entangling their bodies, as if it was going to erode their bodies and souls and turn them into ghost cultivators. Zi Fenghuang activated the divine fire of the phoenix to protect himself. He Qianin used the heavenly note divine shield to protect herself. Yang Hongwu and Bai Yiran didn't care at all. Bai Yiran had the pure, Yin's sacred body. This ghost qi was nothing to her. Yang Hongwu didn't have to worry. The ghost qi was being devoured and refined by Yang Hongwu to increase his strength. This ghost qi was also a type of Yin's spiritual qi. Although it was a little impure, it could still bring Yang Hongwu a lot of benefits. Where is the supernatural elixir? We've been walking for so long, but we haven't found anything. We still have to resist this damned ghost qi. Are you mistaken? Zi Fenghuang approached Yang Hongwu and asked in a dissatisfied tone. Among the three women, only Zi Fenghuang would talk to Yang Hongwu like this. "Look," Yang Hongwu said. Look, look, look. How long are we going to find it? There's nothing here. It's so empty. Why don't we go back and cultivate?" Zi Fenghuang said. In the realm of ghosts, Zi Fenghuang had the body of a phoenix. The divine fire of the phoenix was strong and yang. Zi Fenghuang also had the bloodline of the phoenix. The phoenix was a divine beast of the fire attribute. The aura of the realm of ghosts clashed with the power of Zi Fenghuang's bloodline. Naturally, she didn't want to waste time here. "We're here." Yang Hongwu pointed forward. "There's nothing here. Are you kidding me?" Zi Fenghuang was annoyed when she saw the desolation in front of her. There was clearly nothing here. "Open." Yang Hongwu took out 2 formation-breaking elixirs and formed a hand seal. The 2 formation-breaking elixirs were like 2 light dragons. They instantly broke the concealment array. A village appeared in front of them. This village gave off a mysterious feeling. It was very different from the ghost chi from before. Chapter 1206. Gui Wu, that's right. The Gui Shen elixir is in this village. Yang Hongwu nodded. This village is very strange. I have a bad feeling about it. Zifeng Wang said, the aura here disgusts me. I have the same feeling. He Chinin also nodded. That's normal. There's an evil spirit here. Yang Hongwu said, this evil spirit is very strong. It's not any weaker than the Purple Moon Demon King's avatar. Another demon? Yes. Are you confident? Zifeng Wang asked. Of course. If I wasn't confident, I wouldn't have come here. I'm determined to get this Gui Shen elixir. As long as I kill that demon, I'll be able to get the Gui Shen elixir. Yang Hongwu's eyes flashed. The Gui Shen elixir contained a vast amount of spiritual qi. For him, it could save a lot of energy. Even if the Gui Shen elixir couldn't let him break through the shackles of the primordial spirit realm, it wouldn't be too far off. Then you must be careful. Don't be careless. Bai Ran said. Don't worry. Why have I ever done something that I'm not confident in? Yang Hongwu said confidently with a chuckle. In fact, unless it was absolutely necessary, Yang Hongwu would never take the risk. No matter what he did, Yang Hongwu was very cautious. Of course, if there was no other way, Yang Hongwu would take the risk. Since you're here, come in. A voice came from the village. The voice seemed to be very far away, coming from thousands of miles away, but also seemed to be right next to one's ear. It was very strange. Moreover, the voice gave people a very comfortable feeling. Okay, Yang Hongwu responded. He took a step forward and arrived in the village in an instant. What a great shrinking technique. It's been a long time since I've met such an expert. The voice said again. The guests are already here. Why isn't the host showing himself? Isn't this too rude? Yang Hongwu shouted at a house in the village. I've been rude. As he spoke, a person walked out of the house. This person was short and had an ugly face. However, he didn't seem disgusting at all. However, Yang Hongwu knew that this person was the master of this village. His strength was extremely powerful. His cultivation was most definitely comparable to the demonic dragon and the Purple Moon Demon King's clone. Apart from the Purple Moon Demon King's clone and the demon dragon, he was also the strongest person in this small world. Friends, please come in. No need. Yang Hongwu shook his head. May I know your name, sir? Gui Wu. That old man said, Friends, will you not give me face? Seeing that Yang Hongwu wasn't willing to go in, Gui Wu's face sank. Looking at Yang Hongwu, his aura surged, as if he was about to attack at any moment. Who do you think you are? Why should I give you face? Seeing Gui Wu like this, Zifeng Wang wasn't happy and scolded. If we don't want to go in, then we won't go in. Are you going to force us? Young man, don't be too arrogant. If you're too arrogant, you won't live long. Gui Wu waved his hand, and a black light shot towards Zifeng Wang. Like a sharp arrow, it instantly pierced through space and appeared between Zifeng Wang's eyebrows in the blink of an eye. Old mister, this isn't good. Seeing this, Yang Hongwu moved his mind, and a golden brilliance appeared. This golden brilliance instantly hit the black light, shattering it instantly. Zifeng Wang's face turned pale. Facing the black light, she didn't even have the ability to dodge. This black light was too terrifying. From this, it could be seen that this old man's cultivation was extremely powerful. If Yang Hongwu didn't act, she would be a dead person now. Yang Hongwu, kill him. You have to kill this old man. Zifeng Wang looked at Gui Wu in anger. This old man really dared to kill people and almost took her life. How could she not be angry? Zifeng Wang said loudly to Yang Hongwu. You don't know the immensity of heaven and earth. I, Gui Wu, have roamed unhindered for tens of thousands of years. No one is my opponent. Even that loach and that demon have to give me some face. You few young men dare to be impudent in my place? Gui Wu's tone was extremely arrogant. A powerful aura erupted, as if he was a supreme demon god that looked down on all living beings. Hearing this, Yang Hongwu knew who the loach and the demon Gui Wu was talking about were. They should be the clones of Mo Long and Purple Moon Demon King. This old man indeed had such confidence. His combat strength was stronger than Mo Long and Purple Moon Demon King's clones. If Yang Hongwu hadn't obtained the Dragon Gate and broken through to the primordial spirit realm, coupled with the power of the laws of this world, he really wouldn't have been this old man's opponent. However, Yang Hongwu wasn't worried at all now. He had been recognized by the Dragon Gate and was the master of this small world. Although he wasn't completely proficient in it, he could still mobilize a part of the power of this small world. In this small world, his combat strength could erupt several times. Moreover, he could use the power of the laws to suppress his opponent to a certain extent. In fact, if the opponent's cultivation was too weak, Yang Hongwu didn't need to make a move at all. He could just use his mind to suppress and kill the opponent. Of course, Gue Wu was different. His combat strength had reached the peak of this small world, and even had the power to break this small world. It was just that this old man didn't dare to take the risk. Therefore, even if Yang Hongwu controlled this small world and could mobilize the power of the laws of heaven and earth, he couldn't just rely on the power of the laws of heaven and earth to suppress this small world. Old man, you still don't know. That loach and the demon have been killed by Master. Who do you think you are? How dare you be so arrogant and impudent in front of my master? If my master wants to kill you, it's easy, He Qianin said. She was extremely confident in Yang Hongwu. Before Yang Hongwu's cultivation had increased, he could kill Purple Moon Demon King's clones. Now that his strength had increased, he was naturally more powerful. Dealing with this old man would be a piece of cake. What a bunch of sharp-tongued little girls. Gue Wu was so angry that he laughed. In his eyes, these four young people couldn't even withstand a single blow. I'll let you see how capable this kid is and how many of my attacks he can withstand. With that, Gue Wu blasted out a punch. Gue Wu Demonic Fist. This punch contained an unfathomable power. In the past, countless experts had died under this punch. This punch was enough to kill and cripple this young man. Power of the Dragon Gate. Suppress the demon. Yang Hongwu didn't use any other power, but mobilized the power of the laws of heaven and earth of the Dragon Gate. The Dragon Gate was the foundation of this small world, so mobilizing the power of the Dragon Gate was more appropriate. Chapter 12:07. Boom! The ghost martial demonic fist collided with Yang Hongwu's Dragon Gate shadow. Instantly, the light shone brightly and the energy dispersed. A powerful force exploded outwards. Boom! With a loud bang, the fist shadow was dispersed. The Dragon Gate shadow was about to disappear. However, in the next moment, the Dragon Gate shadow condensed again. This is the Dragon Gate of the Dragon Gate Demon Cave. Gue Wu's face changed when he saw this. He did not expect this young man to go to the Dragon Gate Demon Cave and come out alive. It seemed like what the lady said was true. They really went to the Dragon Gate Demon Cave and killed the demonic dragon and the Demon King. If not, he would not be able to control the Dragon Gate. As the strongest person in this world, he knew how powerful the Dragon Gate was. Previously, he wanted to seize the Dragon Gate, but failed. The demonic dragon and the Demon King also wanted to seize the Dragon Gate, but failed too. He thought that the Dragon Gate could not be controlled by anyone. However, he did not expect the Dragon Gate to be controlled by this young man. No wonder this young man was so arrogant. It turned out that he controlled the Dragon Gate. Young man, hand over the Dragon Gate, and I can spare your life. Gue Wu looked at Yang Hongwu and said, Old man, you want my Dragon Gate? Yang Hongwu looked at Gue Wu with a smile. This old man did not see the situation clearly and still wanted his Dragon Gate. He really did not know what was good for him. Young man, if you don't hand over the Dragon Gate, don't blame me for being rude. Gue Wu wanted to obtain the Dragon Gate even in his dreams, because only by obtaining it would he have the opportunity to break through. He had been stuck in this realm for countless years without any progress. He had tried many methods, but all of them failed without exception. Therefore, he was in seclusion here to comprehend the opportunity to break through. However, he still did not get anything. He wanted to break through too much. Now, the appearance of the Dragon Gate gave him hope. As long as he could get the Dragon Gate, he could definitely break through the shackles. How could he not be excited? How could he give up? He stared fixedly at Yang Hongwu and the greed in his eyes was obvious. Many experts wanted my treasures, but they all died. You're no exception. Yang Hongwu said, Brat, you refuse a toast only to be forced to drink a forfeit. I didn't even use 1/10 of my strength in that attack just now. Do you really think you're very powerful? Even with a treasure like the Dragon Gate, you are far from being my match. Guo Wu moved once again. His figure changed from a short old man to a sturdy big man. The muscles on his body seemed to be cast from metal, and the meridians on his arms were like steel bars. Demon God, transformation. With a soft shout, a huge change occurred. The aura on his body increased tenfold. His eyes were as sharp as an eagle's, seemingly able to see through everything. Above his fist, there was a powerful aura that seemed to be able to destroy everything. Lad, it's not too late for you to hand the Dragon Gate over to me now. Otherwise, you'll be dead. So long-winded. If you want to fight, then let's fight. Yang Hongwu fiercely punched out. This punch was the 10-direction killing fist. Slaying God descends. As soon as the fist energy was released, ghosts cried and gods howled. The fist energy condensed into a terrifying Azura slaying god. The Tao of slaughter shook the world. When a slaying god came out, who could resist? Little bastard, you're courting death. Guo Wu did not expect that this brat would actually make the first move. This made him furious. Guo Wu demonic fist. Another punch. This was the same fist technique as before. However, when it was used this time, the power was even more terrifying. A Guo Wu demonic god appeared, and its aura shook the world. Wherever the fist energy went, everything was destroyed. Bang, bang, bang. Two powerful fist energies collided, shaking the world and shattering the space. This power had already reached the limit of this small world. Not only in this Yamagos domain, but other places also trembled as if the world was about to collapse. Yang Hongwu knew that this punch had no way to kill Guo Wu. Therefore, the 10-direction killing fist was not the real killing move. Power of the Dragon Gate, suppress for me. Following Yang Hongwu's shout, a huge Dragon Gate appeared in the void. This time, it was not the shadow of the Dragon Gate, but the Real Dragon Gate. This was the Real Dragon Gate. When the Real Dragon Gate appeared, a vast and boundless power erupted from the Dragon Gate. This power was the origin power of this small world. Yang Hongwu's 10-direction killing fist was already very terrifying. It was the Tao of slaughter. Although Guo Wu was the most powerful cultivator in this world, his experience was still shallow. How could he compare to the great thousand worlds outside? Yang Hongwu's 10-direction killing fist came from Bai Qi. It was comprehended and perfected by Yang Hongwu himself. It was more powerful and more suitable for him. Once it was used, its power was boundless. Although this punch could not kill Guo Wu, it was enough to restrain him. And when the power of the Dragon Gate erupted, how could Guo Wu resist? Before he could react, he was suppressed by the Dragon Gate. Damn it! Guo Wu was suppressed by the Dragon Gate and let out an unwilling roar. However, all of this was futile. The power of the Dragon Gate was incomparably overbearing. The shadow of the Dragon Gate was already so powerful. When the Real Dragon Gate was activated, coupled with Yang Hongwu's full power, this power was enough to destroy all enemies in this small world. Crack! Then, Yang Hongwu's mind moved, and the power of the Dragon Gate erupted to the extreme. Under this powerful force, Guo Wu was crushed to death. His powerful body was completely crushed in the face of this powerful force. A black light flew out. That was Guo Wu's soul. This was Guo Wu's last resort. He gave up his physical body and escaped with his soul. However, how could he escape from Yang Hongwu's palm? Demon-devouring rune. Yang Hongwu snorted, and a rune appeared on his right hand. This was the demon-devouring rune, a supreme demonic rune. Guo Wu cultivated the demonic Tao. In front of the demon-devouring rune, the demonic Tao was like a 3-year-old child, unable to withstand a single blow. When the demon-devouring rune appeared, Guo Wu's soul could not resist at all. In a breath, it was devoured by the demon-devouring rune. Yang Hongwu activated his cultivation technique. At this moment, Yang Hongwu's strength increased again. Second level, primordial spirit realm. His cultivation has broken through again. Seeing Yang Hongwu kill Gui Wu and his strength increase again, Zifeng Wang and He Qianin were already numb. My lord is too powerful. After killing Gui Wu, a ray of light broke through the sky. Yang Hongwu snorted, and with a grab of his hand, the ray of light was caught by Yang Hongwu. Chapter 1208. Collective Breakthrough. When are you going to use the supernatural pill? Zifeng Wang asked Yang Hongwu when the group returned to Hanwu City. Of course I'm going to use it now. Yang Hongwu said, I hope this supernatural pill can help me break through to the Tao platform realm. What? Just break through to the Tao platform realm? Are you kidding? Zifeng Wang said, if that's the case, isn't it too wasteful? It's better to give it to Sister Iran. She might be able to break through the shackles and enter the legendary realm. Giving the supernatural pill to my husband is the best choice. It won't be of much use to me. Bai Iran shook her head and said, moreover, only my husband can bring out the greatest effect of this supernatural pill. None of us can completely refine this supernatural pill. Hearing Bai Iran's words, Zifeng Wang was speechless. All right, I'm going to go into seclusion. Once I come out, I'll leave this world. Yang Hongwu said, at that time, my strength should be greatly improved. If I can find suitable herbs, I can also refine some pills similar to the supernatural pill. After saying that, Yang Hongwu entered the cultivation room. Before Zifeng Wang could say anything, the stone door of the cultivation room closed and the array started to operate. Spiritual Gathering Array. This is a spiritual gathering array? He Qianin was shocked when she saw this array. This kind of array was very difficult to set up. It wasn't something that an ordinary array master could set up. She didn't expect Yang Hongwu to set it up so casually. Moreover, she didn't know how Yang Hongwu activated the array. Zifeng Wang and Bai Iran were already used to Yang Hongwu's methods. Seeing He Qianin so shocked, she explained, there's nothing to be surprised about. Yang Hongwu's methods are beyond your imagination. He knows all kinds of movement techniques, pills, and even refining weapons. I don't know what he doesn't know. After entering the cultivation room, Yang Hongwu took out the Ghost God pill. In fact, the Ghost Deity pill was not a top-notch Ghost Deity pill. It was just a rare-grade pill, not a peerless pill with 100% effectiveness. Therefore, although the side effects of this pill were very small, there were still some after effects. However, these after effects were negligible compared to the effects of this pill. If it were in the past, Yang Hongwu would absolutely not use such a medicinal pill. However, Yang Hongwu no longer had any restrictions now. Although this pill was not 100% effective, Yang Hongwu could still completely refine it after taking it. As for those unnecessary things in the pill, Yang Hongwu could easily force them out. After swallowing the supernatural elixir, Yang Hongwu felt a majestic energy enter his dantian. This majestic energy was much more than the spiritual qi contained in the spiritual vein that Yang Hongwu had refined. This ghost deity pill contained more energy than the dragon soul and dragon pearl of the demonic dragon combined. I hope this time, this ghost deity pill can help me break through my current level and break through the shackles of the primordial spirit realm to enter the Tao pedestal realm. Yang Hongwu crazily operated the Nine Heavens divine dragon technique. The devouring real body was also operated to the extreme. Yang Hongwu's cultivation base was crazily increasing. The majestic energy contained in the pill was constantly being devoured and refined. Yang Hongwu's strength, on the other hand, was rising like a rocket. Moreover, the speed of his improvement was extremely shocking. Outside the cultivation room, Zifeng Wang and He Qianin's eyes were wide open. The majestic spiritual qi was being crazily devoured. Outside Yang Hongwu's cultivation room, a huge whirlpool formed. This huge whirlpool was like a bottomless black hole, crazily devouring the spiritual qi around it. All of a sudden, the spiritual qi in the entire Cambrian city was crazily devoured. Is he still human? Seeing this scene, He Qianin muttered, it's too terrifying. There's so much spiritual qi. Is it not enough for Master to break through? This freak.
Although Zi Fenghuang knew that Yang Hongwu's cultivation required a lot of spiritual qi, he did not expect that the amount of spiritual qi required for Yang Hongwu's seclusion this time would be so terrifying. The amount of spiritual qi that was being devoured was too terrifying. Perhaps even the legendary divine emperors would not be able to do so. Could it be that Yang Hongwu was really the reincarnation of a supreme expert? If that was not the case, no matter how outstanding his aptitude was, no matter how heaven-defying his cultivation method was, it was impossible to create such a terrifying scene. Third level, primordial spirit realm. Fourth level, primordial spirit realm. As he was devouring spiritual qi and refining the spiritual energy of the supernatural elixir, Yang Hongwu's cultivation level increased rapidly. In just a few breaths' time, Yang Hongwu's cultivation level broke through 2 small levels. He went from the 2nd level of the primordial spirit realm to the 4th level of the primordial spirit realm. Moreover, it did not stop there and was still breaking through. 5th level of the primordial spirit realm. 6th level of the primordial spirit realm. With the release of the supernatural elixir's medicinal power, Yang Hongwu's cultivation level increased at an unstoppable speed. It was as if there was no limit. Time passed bit by bit. Yang Hongwu's cultivation level had reached the peak of the 8th level of the primordial spirit realm. The medicinal power of the supernatural elixir was almost completely refined. The speed of the spiritual qi around him was also gradually decreasing. Has it finally stopped? Qianin took a deep breath and sighed when he saw the speed of the spiritual qi around him slowing down. In fact, the spiritual qi was being devoured by Yang Hongwu in a frenzy. All the spiritual qi within 100,000 feet radius of Cambrian City was being devoured. The spirit-gathering formation had a terrifying effect. The density of the spiritual qi here had reached an appalling level. Therefore, they naturally would not let go of such an opportunity. The 3 women sat down cross-legged and cultivated, taking advantage of this excellent cultivation opportunity. However, although Qianin and Zi Fenghuang's physiques were not bad, compared to Yang Hongwu and Bai Yiran, they were far inferior. Therefore, they could not cultivate for long in this majestic spiritual qi. Qianin was the first to wake up. She had devoured enough spiritual qi and had reached the limit. Her physical body could not contain any more spiritual qi. Of course, even so, her cultivation level had increased tremendously. The second to wake up from cultivation was Zi Fenghuang. She had also made great progress in this cultivation and had broken through 2 small levels in her cultivation. If this had happened in the past, she would not have dared to believe that she could break through 2 small levels in such a short time. After all, at her level, it was too difficult to break through. Moreover, even with the supreme spiritual elixir, breaking through is not something that could be done overnight. After all, refining the spiritual qi in the elixir required sufficient time. Chapter 1209. Return such an opportunity was hard to come by. However, breaking through 2 levels was already her limit. There was no way to break through more. She knew that this was all because of Yang Hongwu. Of course, it could also be because of the supernatural elixir. No matter what, such an opportunity was hard to come by. She didn't know if there would be a next time. Of course, she really hoped that there would be a next time. No matter what, as long as she was by Yang Hongwu's side, there was still a possibility of encountering such a situation. Bai Yiran was the slowest to wake up. Her cultivation didn't increase by much, but the spiritual energy was also a great help to her. Bai Yiran only woke up after the spiritual energy sharply decreased. You all had a breakthrough? Congratulations! Sister Yiran, you're really amazing. The amount of spiritual energy you took in is almost as much as the sum of the 2 of us. The Purple Phoenix knew very well that the greater the amount of spiritual qi she breathed in, the better her aptitude and the better her cultivation method. Bai Yiran's spiritual energy was almost as much as the sum of the 2 of them. This proved that Bai Yiran's aptitude was much better than theirs. Sir is amazing. The amount of spiritual energy he took in is much more than us. It's 100 times or 1,000 times more than us. Qianin said, he's a freak. We can't compare to him. Zi Fengwang couldn't help but roll her eyes when she heard He Qianing's words. He Qianing nodded in agreement with Zi Fenghuang's words. He's coming out. Suddenly, there was a loud bang and the stone door exploded. Yang Hongwu's figure appeared in front of the three women. At this moment, Yang Hongwu was like a supreme god of war, exuding a terrifying aura. Such a powerful aura. The three women almost couldn't stand under Yang Hongwu's terrifying aura. Yang Hongwu withdrew his aura and looked at the three women. It's time for us to leave. He Qianing, do you really want to leave with me? He Qianing said, Sir, I want to follow in your footsteps and leave this world. Going to a wider world was He Qianing's dream. With such an opportunity, how could she not seize it? Well, actually, I still hope that you can stay here and help me build a force and cultivate some talents. Yang Hongwu sighed. Since you insist, then I'll take you away. Your Excellency. If I stay, will Your Excellency come back again in the future? He Qianing asked again when he heard that. Naturally, I need to nurture my own forces. They have to be absolutely obedient to me. In the future, I will go to the greater 1,000 realms to fight. Yang Hongwu said, and this small world is my foundation. At first, I planned to cultivate Guang Tianhua and the others, but in the end, those guys couldn't withstand the test. Yang Hongwu smiled bitterly in his heart. It wasn't easy to nurture a force that belonged to him. Most importantly, he didn't have much time. To cultivate his own forces, an absolutely loyal force, he needed to have a loyal subordinate to cultivate. Otherwise, he needed to do it himself. Yang Hongwu naturally did not have so much time to stay in such a small world to cultivate his own forces. You're the person I am most optimistic about now. You are the person I trust the most in this world. Hearing Yang Hongwu's words, He Qianing was moved. Your Excellency, I am willing to stay. He Qianing changed her mind. Hearing He Qianing's words, Yang Hongwu was overjoyed. Good, that's great. Don't worry, I won't let you stay here for too long. At most 2 years, or even less than 2 years, I will enter this world again. At that time, I hope you can cultivate a group of backbone forces for me, and they can fight for me everywhere. Don't worry, Your Excellency. I will definitely do it. He Qianing said firmly. Here are some pills, talismans, and some equipment. Yang Hongwu handed a ring to He Qianing and said, These things are enough for you to cultivate a group of experts in a year's time. After giving the storage ring to He Qianing, Yang Hongwu took out a storage bag and handed it to her. The things in this storage bag are for you. The things inside are enough to ensure your safety. In addition, it can also help you break the shackles and enter a higher level. He Qianing's cultivation was not bad. After the previous breakthrough, her strength could be considered the top in this small world. If there were no accidents, no one would be her opponent. However, just in case, Yang Hongwu still left behind many treasures and a cultivation method that could help He Qianing break the shackles and enter the venerable realm. Now, Yang Hongwu was the Lord of the Dragon Gate, the master of this small world. Once he left this small world, he could change the laws of this small world and allow this small world to accommodate an expert of the venerable realm. If Yang Hongwu's strength broke the shackles of the divine realm and entered the venerable realm, then Yang Hongwu could allow this small world to accommodate experts of the sage realm. Thank you, Your Excellency. He Qianing said, Well, I'm leaving. I hope you won't let me down. Yang Hongwu said, Don't worry, Your Excellency. I won't let you down. He Qianing waved her hand, and her eyes were extremely firm. Wait a minute. I want to say a few words to Sister Qianing. Yang Hongwu was about to teleport away when Bai Yiran said. Yang Hongwu had to stop. Bai Yiran came to He Qianing, pulled her up, and whispered a few words in her ear. He Qianing blushed slightly and kept nodding. After Bai Yiran finished speaking, she returned to Yang Hongwu's side and said, Okay, we can go. Yang Hongwu nodded. With a thought, a force enveloped the three of them. Then, a huge light pillar appeared. This huge light pillar was a spatial passage. The three of them were instantly sucked into the spatial passage. In the next moment, Yang Hongwu and the other two disappeared. Looking at the place where the three of them disappeared, He Qianing clenched her fists tightly and her eyes flickered. We're back. This is the Du family's forbidden area. In a few breaths, Yang Hongwu and the other two returned to the Du family's forbidden area. There's a situation. Yang Hongwu's strength had increased greatly. It was not the same as when he first entered the Du family's forbidden area. His strength had increased countless times compared to before. What a hateful aura. Zi Fengwang frowned, and his body was enveloped in flames. Ice demon. Ice demon. That's right. That guy was also captured by Du Tianyi back then. Just like the Purple Moon Demon King, the Ice Demon is extremely powerful, the Violet Phoenix said. Chapter 12:10. Ice Demon Spirit, he's here. As soon as he said that, a chilling aura appeared in front of the three of them. He was like an ice mountain, freezing everything in his path. How many years has it been since I last ate a living human? Ice Demon said when he saw Yang Hongwu and the other two. How nostalgic. His tone was as if he had seen a rare delicacy in the world. Yang Hongwu was speechless. This ice demon was treating the three of them as his prey. No, to be exact, he was treating them as his food. You beast, you really don't know what's good for you. You want to eat us? Zi Fengwang scolded angrily. You woman, your skin is so soft and tender. You must taste good. And that pretty boy, TSK, he must taste good when fried. Ice Demon didn't answer Zi Fenghuang's question directly. Instead, he stared at Yang Hongwu and by Iran, saliva dripping from his mouth. Yang Hongwu's face instantly darkened. Damn it, this Ice Demon really looks like he's going to eat people. Yang Hongwu, destroy this beast, Zi Fengwang said. Okay. Yang Hongwu's eyes flashed coldly. He took a step forward and released his aura, forming a whirlwind around him. The frozen plants were instantly shattered. Not bad. The stronger I am, the more beneficial it will be to me. Ice Demon was delighted when he saw Yang Hongwu release such a powerful aura. I thought your pretty boy cultivation wasn't that great. Seems like I was wrong. But this is even better. The stronger you are, the more my strength will increase after I eat you. I'm really lucky. After eating the three of you, I can break that bastard shackles and leave this godforsaken place. As he spoke, Ice Demon moved. He turned into a giant beast. This giant beast had a ferocious face and a snow-white body, emitting a bone-piercing chill. The power of frost burst out fiercely. The air was frozen by this terrifying power of frost, and the space was about to shatter. The power of this frost was actually so terrifying. Icebound world. The Ice Demon roared and spat out a white breath. Wherever the white breath went, everything froze and shattered, turning into nothingness. This was enough to prove how terrifying the power of frost was. Divine Dragon breaks the heavens. Yang Hongwu clenched a saber in his hand. It was the Grand Mist saber. With the saber in hand, the world was mine. With a furious roar, Yang Hongwu slashed out with the saber. The power of the saber was boundless. A golden dragon soared into the sky. It tore through the void and collapsed the world. This power seemed to have reached the limit of what this space could withstand. A huge crack appeared in the void. The power of this blade was unparalleled. The powerful and domineering saber chi destroyed the ice sealing power in an instant. Without any delay, the saber chi struck the huge body of the Ice Demon. The Ice Demon had not expected Yang Hongwu's combat strength to be so terrifying despite his weak cultivation on the surface. One slash. Just one slash was enough to neutralize his attack. Furthermore, Yang Hongwu still had the strength to counterattack. Damn it, this weak human is actually so strong. Could it be that it's an Emperor weapon? The Ice Demon's eyes flashed with fear and greed. Ice Fiend Spirit, go. The Ice Demon opened his mouth again and spat out something. It was a faint shadow. However, the aura it released was even more powerful and terrifying. Wherever the Ice Demon went, everything was frozen and destroyed. It was even more terrifying than the previous Icebound world. The power of the Ice Fiend Spirit was beyond Yang Hongwu's expectations. It actually managed to block his saber. Ice Demon, this is a good thing. Yang Hongwu's eyes flashed as he looked at the Ice Demon Spirit. The ice demon spirit was a mutation of the water spirit of the five elements. The water spirit was contaminated by the ice demon spirit and turned into the ice demon spirit. If the ice demon spirit was removed and the water spirit's nature was restored, it would be of great help to Bai Iran. With the help of the ice demon and the water spirit, Bai Iran's strength could be restored to the venerable realm. Therefore, he had to get his hands on the ice demon spirit. However, the ice demon was extremely powerful and was a mutation of the water spirit of the five elements. It was extremely difficult to capture it. If it was someone else, they would not be able to resist it. However, Yang Hongwu was different. Any spiritual body, soul body, or primordial spirit body was a joke in front of Yang Hongwu. The dragon souls devour the sky was very powerful and targeted spiritual bodies. Although the ice demon was powerful, it was also a spiritual body. As long as it was a spiritual body, it would not be able to resist the secret technique of the dragon souls devour the sky. If Yang Hongwu did not activate the dragon soul and the power of the nine heaven divine dragon technique, it would be impossible to subdue the ice demon. But now it was too easy for Yang Hongwu to subdue the ice demon. The ice demon is a good thing. I'll take it. As Yang Hongwu spoke, a stream of qi condensed into a large hand and grabbed at the ice fiend spirit. Seeing this, ice demon sneered. How dare he use his hand to grab the ice demon? It was like using a lantern in the toilet. He was courting death. Even he, who had gained the recognition of the ice demon and became its master, did not dare to use his hand to grab the ice demon. This brat thought that he was very powerful and dared to use his hand to grab the ice demon. He would definitely die. Yang Hongwu, you're crazy. Do you know what this is? Seeing Yang Hongwu's action, Zifeng Wang was shocked and shouted, "That's the ice demon. Once you touch it, you'll be infected by the ice demon. Even an immortal will die if the ice demon enters the body. Don't worry, don't worry. Your husband is confident." Bai Iran trusted him, as always. "Sister Iran, you're not worried at all? That's the ice demon. The ice demon is very scary. No one who has been infected by the ice demon has survived." Zifeng Wang was very worried. "He's confident. I believe in him." Bai Iran still had a faint smile on her face. She knew her husband's ability. If he was not confident in something, he would not be so reckless. He would definitely have thought of a way out. At this moment, Yang Hongwu's big hand had already grabbed the ice demon. Die. Ice demon's lips curled into a smile. It was as if he could see Yang Hongwu frozen to death after being infected by the ice demon. However, what happened next stunned him. Chapter 12:11. Refining evil spirit into Dan strip. After Yang Hongwu grabbed the ice fiend spirit, he shouted an array of light burst out from his hand. Then the ice fiend on the ice fiend spirit was extracted bit by bit. Seeing this scene, Zifeng Wang was stunned and the ice demon went crazy. Such an unbelievable thing had actually happened. It was simply too crazy to believe that such an impossible situation had actually happened. That's absolutely impossible. Damn gigolo, go to hell. Ice Demon saw that Yang Hongwu not only caught the Ice Demon spirit, but also extracted the Ice Demon spirit's Ice Demon spirit's Ice Demon spirit. He went crazy, and a powerful energy burst out from his body. He opened his mouth and spat out an arrow. It was the Ice Demon's arrow, his strongest trump card aside from the Ice Demon spirit. This sharp arrow pierced through space and shot towards Yang Hongwu's glabella. "Be careful," Zifeng Wang shouted. Then, a powerful flame burst out and turned into a huge fire phoenix, flying towards the Ice Demon. Bai Iran also made a move. He turned into a beam of white light and attacked the Ice Demon. Zifeng Wang and Bai Iran's strength had been greatly improved. Their fighting strength was definitely not weak. They were already comparable to the experts at the peak of the Tao pedestal realm. They were only one step away from entering the divine realm. As for the power of the two, one had the divine fire of the phoenix, which was the purest yang, and the other had the pure yin sacred body. What they used was the killing fist of the 10 directions, which was even more overbearing. The way of the killing could kill gods and demons. Yang Hanwu didn't put the ice demon's attack in his eyes. With a light snort, he waved his hand and a huge aura burst out, instantly shattering the ice demon's attack. The ice demon's attack couldn't even withstand a single blow from him. Ice demon was greatly shocked. At this moment, Zi Fengwang and Bai Yiran's attacks were already in front of him. He had no time to dodge and could only face them head-on. Boom! With a muffled sound, the ice demon hurriedly defended himself. However, in the end, he was unable to withstand the combined attacks of Bai Yiran and Zi Fengwang. Their attacks were extremely powerful. The divine fire of the phoenix was the nemesis of his ice attribute. Zi Fenghuang's killing fist of 10 directions was a supreme way of killing. Not only could it attack his physical body, but it could also attack his soul. Damn it, how can he be so strong? The ice demon let out an indignant roar as he was sent flying. He had never imagined that the strength of these 3 people would be so terrifying. At first, he thought that these 3 people were just meat in his mouth. However, he did not expect that when he really fought, he realized that they were not meat like sheep, but terrifying and ferocious tigers. At this time, Yang Hanwu had already extracted the ice demon force. Water spiritual pill, condense. Ice fiend Dan, condense. After Yang Hanwu extracted the ice fiend, he condensed it into an ice fiend Dan. As for the water spiritual pill, Yang Hanwu condensed it into a water spiritual pill. Although the ice fiend Dan was useless for cultivation, it could be used to set up formations and restrictions. There were many uses for it. As for the water spiritual pill, it was naturally used to help Bai Yiran improve her cultivation. With the water spiritual pill and the ice spirit from before, Bai Yiran's strength was enough to break through the shackles and enter the venerable state. Both pills had spirituality. The moment they were condensed into pills, they wanted to escape. However, Yang Hongwu would not allow it. There was no way to escape when they were not refined into pills. Now that they were refined into pills, it was even more impossible. Yang Hongwu made a grabbing motion with his hand, and within a breath, the 2 medicinal pills were caught in his hand. At this time, Bai Yiran and the other 2 girls were also suppressing the ice demon. Although the ice demon was strong, he was no match for the 2 girls. If he still had the ice demon spirit, the 2 girls might not be his match. However, after losing the ice demon spirit and having his strongest ice demon arrow destroyed by Yang Hongwu, he suffered a great backlash and his strength was greatly reduced. In addition, the 2 girls were so strong that the ice demon kept retreating, especially when he realized that the ice demon spirit had been refined into a pill. He spat out a mouthful of blood. This time, it could be said that he had suffered a double loss. If he had known that the 3 of them were such terrifying iron plates, he would not have attacked. Seeing that the situation was not good, the ice demon decided to retreat. Go to hell. The purple phoenix threw out a powerful punch. This punch contained the power of the phoenix's divine fire. When the ice demon saw this, he was overjoyed. He did not dodge. Instead, he gave up on blocking. Zi Fenghuang's attack hit the ice demon and sent him flying. The ice demon shouted, "Just you wait. I will be back. When that time comes, it will be the time of your death." Hearing this, Zi Fenghuang knew that she had been tricked. The ice demon had used her attack to escape. The ice demon's combat strength was very strong, but he was even better at escaping. In a breath, he had escaped hundreds of feet away. Zi Fenghuang and Bai Yiran wanted to give chase, but there was no way they could catch up. He was too fast. Damn it, that damned beast actually ran away. Zi Fenghuang was very angry. She cursed and slapped out. The grass and trees around her were instantly turned into ashes under the divine fire of the phoenix. You can't escape. Yang Hongwu had already seen it. Seeing that the 2 women had the upper hand, he did not make a move. When he saw the ice demon being sent flying and using the force to escape, Yang Hongwu flashed and chased after the ice demon. The ice demon's escape technique was very powerful and his speed was shocking. However, Yang Hongwu was faster than him. A talisman appeared, and Yang Hongwu instantly appeared in front of the ice demon, waiting for him to appear. After a few breaths, the ice demon finally arrived in front of Yang Hongwu. When the ice demon saw Yang Hongwu's figure, his expression changed drastically. You? How can you be so fast? When the ice demon saw Yang Hongwu, he was scared out of his wits. He had never thought that Yang Hongwu's speed would be so terrifying. He had seen with his own eyes that Yang Hongwu was still very far away from him, at least a few hundred feet away. Moreover, he had escaped in an instant, and his speed was very fast. However, he had never thought that Yang Hongwu would be even faster than him. Yang Hongwu had been in front of him for a long time, as if he had been waiting here for his arrival. Could it be that this was not his real body? Thinking of this, the ice demon snorted and said, "You want to trick me? Dream on. You're just a clone. Watch how I kill you." The ice demon was like a tiger. He pounced on Yang Hongwu, wanted to tear Yang Hongwu to pieces. "You're too weak." Yang Hongwu looked at the ice demon's attack and chuckled. His eyes were full of contempt. I thought that the ice demon could be compared to the purple moon demon king. However, the truth is too disappointing. Chapter 12:12. Searching for the spirit, Yang Hongwu originally thought that this ice demon would be extremely powerful. After all, the Violet Phoenix said that this fellow was comparable to the Purple Moon Demon King. One must know that the strength of the Purple Moon Demon King was indeed extremely powerful. The Purple Moon Demon King he slew was merely a clone, and even if it was just a clone, it was already so powerful. If it was his true body, it would definitely be extremely terrifying. However, when compared to the Purple Moon Demon King, the Ice Demon King wasn't even comparable to his clone. The Ice Demon was extremely sullen when he heard this. He had fought with the Purple Moon Demon King before. In fact, his strength was on par with the Purple Moon Demon King. However, because he was sealed here by that bastard from the Dew family, his strength was greatly reduced. It took him a lot of effort to break the seal and break out. When he broke the seal, he used up a lot of energy. That was why his strength was reduced to such a state. Despicable brat. If it wasn't for that bastard surnamed Dew, how could I have fallen to such a state? The Ice Demon said angrily. Even so, it won't be that easy for you to kill me. The Ice Demon's body changed. His whole body became illusory. You still want to escape at this point? What a fool's dream. Yang Hongwu smiled. With a wave of his right hand, a ray of light shot up to the sky. Isolation formation rise. Formation. Damn it. This is a formation. The Ice Demon wanted to escape, but the array formation that Yang Hongwu had modified was extremely powerful. The isolation array sealed off the entire space. No matter how the Ice Demon moved, he couldn't break through the shackles of space. Bastard. You damn bastard. How can a mere formation block my attack? The Ice Demon roared. His trump card was destroyed by Yang Hongwu. However, he still had one last trump card. It was his last life-saving measure. He knew that Yang Hongwu wouldn't let him go. Although he was very unwilling, he had no choice but to use his last trump card. Otherwise, he wouldn't be able to escape. Reversal of heaven and earth, spiritual escape technique. With a furious bellow, the Ice Demon's body began to fade away. His life force rapidly burned away, and most of his origin energy was instantly consumed. His presence withered as he breathed. However, at this moment, a mysterious power appeared on his body. Even Yang Hongwu was unable to grasp this mysterious power. Even with his powerful divine will, he was unable to lock onto it. So, in the next moment, the Ice Demon was brought into the void by that force. Yang Hongwu clenched his fist and condensed a majestic magical power. He wanted to capture the Ice Demon, but he couldn't do it. The Ice Demon disappeared in front of his eyes. That bastard actually escaped. What a powerful escape technique. No wonder this Ice Demon can be compared to the Purple Moon Demon King. It seems that his reputation is not undeserved. Yang Hongwu muttered as he looked at the direction where the Ice Demon had escaped. He released his divine will and found that there was no longer any trace of the Ice Demon's presence within 1,000 feet of the forbidden area. That guy had escaped to who knows where. At this moment, Yang Hongwu felt the presence of Bai Yiran and Zifeng Wang. The two women were rushing towards him. Yang Hongwu waved his hand and withdrew the formation. In the next moment, the two women appeared in front of him.
Yang Hongwu, how was it? Did you catch that guy? Zifeng Wang asked. Yang Hongwu shook his head and said, that guy's escape technique was beyond my expectations. I sealed the space, but he still managed to escape. He escaped? That's a pity. I thought you could stop him. Zifeng Wang was also a little disappointed. It doesn't matter. Although he escaped, he won't be able to cause any trouble. Yang Hongwu smiled faintly. How could his array formation and his space blockade be so easy to break? This time, although he had escaped, he had also paid a huge price. It was estimated that there would be no chance for him to make a comeback. Yang Hongwu wasn't worried about that guy's revenge. Moreover, the forbidden area of the Du family seemed to have a mysterious power. Yang Hongwu even suspected that the forbidden area of the Du family was similar to the Dragon Gate that he had obtained. The forbidden area of the Du family was also the spatial world of a powerful treasure. If he could find the source of this treasure and refine it, he would be able to control this spatial world. That's great. So, are we leaving the forbidden area of the Du family now? Zifeng Wang asked. No, I want to break through the shackles of the primordial spirit realm here. My cultivation is now at the peak of the 8th level of the primordial spirit realm. I'm not far from breaking through the primordial spirit realm and entering the Tao pedestal realm. Before I break through and enter the Tao pedestal realm, I won't leave. Yang Hongwu could vaguely sense the danger. If he left now, he would probably be in big trouble. The amount of spiritual energy you need to break through is too great. I'm afraid you won't be able to break through in a short period of time. There doesn't seem to be any treasure in the forbidden area of the Du family that can provide you with enough spiritual energy to break through, Zifeng Wang said. Zifeng Wang had been in this world for many years. How could he not know the situation in the forbidden area of the Du family? I have an idea. Yang Hongwu smiled and took out an item. It was the searching dragon plate. Searching dragon plate? You want to use the spiritual veins in the forbidden area of the Du family to break through the shackles of your cultivation? Zifeng Wang was shocked. He thought of Yang Hongwu and the searching dragon plate. There must be spiritual veins in the forbidden area of the Du family. However, the spiritual veins in the forbidden area were very cunning. Some of the high-grade spiritual veins seemed to have their own spiritual intelligence and would not be easily discovered. Even Zifeng Wang had not found a single mid-grade spiritual vein in the forbidden area of the Du family for thousands of years. This made Zifeng Wang very depressed. That's right. The searching dragon plate is not very useful. However, it can be used to find the spiritual veins in the forbidden area of the Du family. As long as I can find 3 dragon veins, I should be able to break through the shackles of the primordial spirit realm and enter the Tao pedestal realm, Yang Hongwu said. It's not easy to find the spiritual veins in the forbidden area of the Du family. Even if you have the searching dragon plate, you may not be able to find them. The spiritual veins in this forbidden area seem to have their own consciousness. They will hide and not let anyone find them. Zifeng Wang said, I have only found a low-grade spiritual vein in the forbidden area of the Du family for thousands of years. There is not much spiritual energy. Try it, and you will know. Yang Hongwu clapped his right hand and poured a stream of dragon power into the searching dragon plate. The searching dragon plate lit up and turned into a small dragon that flew in a direction. Chapter 12:13. Experts from the Du family, the 3 of them followed the searching dragon plate all the way and soon arrived in front of a mountain range. The mountain range was winding and the spiritual chi was very thin. However, since the searching dragon plate stopped here, there must be a spiritual vein here. Why do we stop? Is there a spiritual vein here? I don't think that's possible. The spiritual chi here is very thin. It's even thinner than the spiritual chi in other places. It would be strange if there was a spiritual vein here, said the purple phoenix. There is a spiritual vein here, Yang Hongwu said. Impossible. If there is a spiritual vein, the spiritual energy here can't be so thin. Zifeng Wang shook her head. Is there something wrong with your searching dragon plate? Zifeng Wang asked. Just watch. Yang Hongwu smiled and waved his hand. The searching dragon plate turned into a ray of light
and fell into Yang Hongwu's hand. Then Yang Hongwu grabbed a few elixirs in his hand and flicked them out. These elixirs were like shooting stars, landing around the mountain range. In the next moment, a ray of light burst out. The winding mountain range underwent a huge change. It was as if heaven and earth had changed. The whole mountain range was full of vitality. Spiritual vein. Is this really a spiritual vein? Zifeng Wang was shocked. She did not expect there to be a hidden spiritual vein here. Roar! At this moment, a loud dragon's roar was heard. Zifeng Wang's eyes widened. Dragon's roar. This is not an ordinary spiritual vein. It's actually a dragon vein. Oh my God, am I seeing things? Zifeng Wang could not believe it. She had been here for 1,000 years. There's almost no place in the Du family's forbidden area that she had not been to. She did not expect to see a dragon vein here. How could she not be shocked? The searching dragon plate was really extraordinary. Amazing, too amazing. However, if it was someone else, they would not be able to find the dragon vein, even if they knew there was one. The dragon vein had a spirit. Even if they dug up an entire mountain range, they would not be able to find it. Not good. The dragon vein is trying to escape. Bai Yiran's expression changed, and she said, "Husband, quickly set up a formation to trap the dragon vein. Otherwise, if it escapes, it will be difficult to capture it again." Yang Hongwu said, "Don't worry, it can't escape." Yang Hongwu was already prepared. With a wave of his hand, the array disc flew out. It was the Great Dragon Trapping Array. This formation was the nemesis of the dragon vein. The moment the dragon trapping formation was out, the dragon vein was trapped within. There was no way for it to escape at all. "Come here." After Yang Hongwu trapped the dragon vein, he reached out with his hand, wanting to grab the dragon vein in his hand. At this moment, a powerful aura appeared. At this moment, Yang Hongwu had already caught the dragon vein and sealed it in his storage ring. "Little brat, it's better if you hand over the dragon's vein to me." A figure appeared in front of Yang Hongwu and said in an indifferent tone, "Du Xinwu." Zifeng Wang said, "He's the other monstrous genius of the Du family, Du Xinwu. He's also the son of Du Qianni. I didn't expect him to be hiding here after so many years." Du Xinwu of the Du family? His strength is indeed strong. Yang Hongwu looked at Du Xinwu in surprise. This guy's strength had already surpassed the God realm. In other words, he had already entered the honorable realm. Honorable realm? He was actually in the honorable realm. This was really out of Yang Hongwu's expectations. He originally thought that it was impossible for there to be an honorable realm expert in this small world. He didn't expect that there really was such an expert. "Since the dragon vein is already in my hands, it's mine. You want me to give it up with just a sentence? This doesn't make sense, right?" Yang Hongwu said. "Little brat, are you rejecting me?" Du Xinwu couldn't help but laugh when he heard Yang Hongwu's words. He said, "Do you know the consequences of rejecting me? Then I'd like to see what the consequences are." Yang Hongwu said in an indifferent tone. Although Du Xinwu's strength had reached the honorable realm, so what? It wasn't like he hadn't killed an honorable realm expert before. "Good, very good. It's been a long time since someone dared to speak to me like this. I'd like to see what kind of ability you have that gives you the confidence to speak to me like this." Du Xinwu's face turned gloomy. Killing intent flickered in his eyes. His aura had already locked onto Yang Hongwu. "Who do you think you are?" Yang Hongwu sneered. "A great saint or a great emperor? You actually know about the existence of a saint. That's surprising. Looks like you have a pretty good force behind you. But so what? This is my Du clan's forbidden area. It's my Du clan's territory. No matter who it is, even if it's a dragon, they'll have to bow down before me." Although Du Xinwu didn't know Yang Hongwu's identity and background, the force behind someone who knew about the existence of a saint was definitely not simple. Moreover, this kid was so young, yet he had such a performance. He wasn't afraid in the face of so many experts who were much stronger than him. It was clear that this kid's background wasn't small. However, the dragon vein couldn't be given away. Moreover, this was the Du clan's forbidden area. It was the Du clan's foundation. If news of the dragon vein in the Du clan's forbidden area were to spread, then the Du clan would be in big trouble. He had cultivated here for thousands of years before he had barely broken through to the Exalt realm. This time, he had awakened because he sensed the aura of the dragon vein. There was a dragon vein in the Du clan's forbidden area, so he naturally knew about it. He had broken through because he had refined a dragon vein. If he refined another dragon vein, then his strength would take another step forward and reach the mid-stage of the honorable realm. When one's strength reached his level, it was extremely difficult to break through. Therefore, he couldn't let go of the dragon vein that the kid had taken away. Besides, this kid seemed to have a method to find dragon veins. Moreover, he was very skilled at capturing dragon veins. He wouldn't let go of this secret technique. If he had enough dragon veins, then he could even break through the honorable realm and become a saint. In that way, the Du clan would become strong again and stand at the peak of the continent once more. That year, his father, Du Qianni, was forced to enter the forbidden area. He lured a few great devils into the forbidden area and sealed them together. Because of this, the Du clan's crisis was resolved. However, later on, he offended an expert as well and was forced to go into hiding. Because of this, the Du clan declined. His opponent was very strong and had a peak honorable realm expert behind him. So, he had no choice but to enter the forbidden area of the Du clan and concentrate on cultivating. Chapter 12:14. Greed, hand over the dragon vein, or you will die. Du Xinwu said angrily again. The killing intent and greed in his eyes were undisguised. What big words. Du Xinwu, do you really think you are strong? You are just a venerable realm expert, yet you dare to be presumptuous in front of me. You are really reckless. Yang Hongwu's body erupted with a powerful aura, and a formation soared into the sky. Yang Hongwu's cultivation was only at the primordial spirit realm and had not broken through to the Dao platform realm. It was still difficult for him to deal with a venerable realm expert. Therefore, Yang Hongwu had no choice but to rely on the formation. Here, the spiritual energy was dense. Moreover, Yang Hongwu had already obtained the dragon vein, so he used the power of the dragon vein as the core of the formation and as the eye of the formation to set up a large formation. 9 Dragon Saint Body, open. With another shout, Yang Hongwu activated his powerful battle physique and his cultivation sword. Unfortunately, he no longer had a battle spirit. Divine Dragon 9 Transformations. Now, it was not the Divine Dragon 9 Transformations. With the 9 Heavens Divine Dragon technique activated, Yang Hongwu had improved the Divine Dragon 9 Transformations into the current Divine Dragon 9 Transformations. The Divine Dragon 9 Transformations corresponded to the 9 Heavens Divine Dragon technique. Every time the 9 Heavens Divine Dragon technique increased by a level, the Divine Dragon 9 Transformations would also increase by a level. The Divine Dragon 9 Transformations was extremely powerful. Every transformation would increase one's combat strength by 10 times. Now, Yang Hongwu had only cultivated the first level of the 9 Heavens Divine Dragon technique. Therefore, he could only blame himself for activating the first transformation of the Divine Dragon 9 Transformations. However, even if it was only the first transformation, it was already very terrifying. The first transformation had increased his combat strength by 10 times. He'd activated the 9 Dragons, Saint Physique, and the formation, so his combat strength was extremely terrifying. Even though he hadn't broken through into the Exalt realm and wasn't even at the Nether realm, his current strength was sufficient to rival an Exalt realm expert. This was also why Yang Hongwu was not worried about Du Xinwu at all. You refuse a toast only to drink a forfeit. Today, I will kill you. Du Xinwu saw that Yang Hongwu actually wanted to fight with him. What was even more despicable was that this bastard had actually set the dragon vein into a formation. Die! Du Xinwu roared. A sword appeared in his hand, and he swung it. Gray Cloud Sword Slash. This sword technique was the Azure Cloud Sword technique. However, compared to the Azure Cloud Sword art that Yang Hongwu obtained in Azure Cloud Town, it was much more powerful. This should not be called the Azure Cloud Sword art, but the Azure Cloud Sword art. There was a huge gap between sword techniques and sword techniques. The power of sword techniques was much stronger than sword techniques. What a good ash cloud sword! Yang Hongwu narrowed his eyes. Although this sword technique was slightly different from the one he had obtained in Gray Cloud Town, it was still the same. Moreover, Yang Hongwu's aptitude was very shocking. Although he did not specialize in swordsmanship, his understanding of swordsmanship was also extraordinary. Back then, he had also cultivated many powerful sword techniques and met many powerful sword cultivators. In addition, he was once a great emperor. Although his cultivation base had not recovered, his cultivation base had not fallen. His combat experience was even more astonishing. In addition, this was a formation that he had set up. In this formation, his combat strength had increased by several times. However, although the sword technique is good, the person who uses it is really too weak. He has not comprehended the sword principle. Yang Hongwu smiled gently. He stretched out his right hand, and a saber appeared in his hand. Divine Dragon breaks the sky. When the saber was swung, the saber light cut through the void and collided with the sword chi, erupting a powerful impact. The saber shattered the sword chi. Du Xinwu did not expect Yang Hongwu's combat strength to be so amazing. His strength and cultivation base were much stronger than Yang Hongwu's. Yang Hongwu was just a primordial spirit realm warrior, while he was a venerable realm expert. How could he not kill him? This made Du Xinwu shocked. However, he would not give up so easily. Although Yang Hongwu's combat strength was strong, he was only a primordial spirit realm warrior after all. There was a huge gap between the primordial spirit realm and the venerable realm. How could the gap of two major realms be made up? This kid was able to block his attack just now. It was probably because of the saber in his hand and the formation in his hand. Of course, there was also the secret technique that he had cultivated. The Divine Dragon 9 transformations had increased his combat strength greatly. However, these secret techniques and methods to increase his combat strength would definitely have an impact on him. Moreover, it would definitely not last for too long. Therefore, it was only a matter of time for him to defeat and kill Yang Hongwu. Kid, I have to admit that you are a genius to be able to block my attack. However, do you really think you can block it? You used a secret technique to barely block my attack. Once is fine, but what about a second time? 3 times? How many times can you block my attacks? Du Xinwu said in a clear voice, your strength will be exhausted in the end. This is the gap between you and me. If you know what's good for you, quickly hand over the thing and kneel down to beg for mercy. Perhaps I can let you go and spare your life. If you continue to be stubborn, then only death will await you. There won't be a good ending. Haha, old man, you're too naive. I've said it before. You're nothing in my eyes. You're just a venerable realm warrior. How powerful do you think you are? Yang Hongwu laughed. If you want to fight, then fight. What are you being long-winded for? I'll send you to hell later. As he spoke, Yang Hongwu's dragon soul appeared. A golden dragon soared into the sky. The entire formation was operating at full speed. Its power was astonishing. The saber in Yang Hongwu's hand erupted with a bright light and released a terrifying aura. The power of the Grand Mist saber erupted. The Grand Mist saber was a powerful weapon. Although it had not completely recovered, it was comparable to a saint artifact. In this small world, how terrifying was the power of a saint artifact. Moreover, Yang Hongwu's treasures were not only limited to this. Yang Hongwu also took out the Dragon Gate. A huge Dragon Gate floated in the void and emitted a supreme power. You actually have so many treasures. Who are you? Seeing Yang Hongwu take out 2 supreme treasures at once, he was shocked, jealous, and envious. The greed in his eyes intensified. He had to kill this brat no matter what. The saber was his. The mysterious gate was his. The dragon vein was also his. All of these were his. No one could take them away from him. Du Xinwu, who was overwhelmed with greed, waved the sword in his hand. With a wave of his right hand, sword chi swept out and enveloped Yang Hongwu. Du Xinwu did not hold back this time. He unleashed his full strength. When he was roaming the Jianghu, countless cultivators had died under his sword. Raging Dragon breaks the sky. Chapter 12:15. The Wrath of Thunder Bang. The sword and saber collided. The two forces exploded and formed a terrible disaster. The surroundings were destroyed by this terrible force. Little bastard, go to hell. Spirit of the forbidden area, suppress him. Yang Hongwu was sent flying. At this time, Du Xinwu roared, and an even more terrifying aura appeared. The entire forbidden area was enveloped by this terrifying force. Yang Hongwu felt great pressure, and a hole was torn in the formation he had set up. Yang Hongwu's expression changed greatly. He didn't expect Du Xinwu to be able to control the entire forbidden area and mobilize the power of the forbidden area. This was going to be troublesome. Although he had the Dragon Gate, he was still too weak to fully utilize the power of the Dragon Gate. Otherwise, how could the power of this pocket dimension and the power of the Dharma of this pocket dimension be of any concern to him? However, there was really no other way. This was going to be troublesome. Yang Hongwu frowned. Little bastard, this is the forbidden area of the Du clan. It's my territory. Do you really think I can't deal with you? You're too naive. Although Du Xinwu said this, his heart was bleeding. He had to pay a great price to mobilize the power of the laws of the forbidden area of the Du clan. He wouldn't have used this trump card if he had a choice. However, he had no other choice now. He didn't expect that an ant in his eyes would have such a powerful combat strength. After all, he was only at the primordial spirit realm. How could a primordial spirit realm cultivator have such a terrifying combat strength? He could be compared with a venerable realm expert like him and even had the upper hand. How could he not be terrified? He had to kill this kid. Otherwise, would he still be able to survive if he was allowed to escape and grow? Therefore, he had no choice but to use his final trump card, the power of the forbidden area's laws. Although he had to pay a great price to use the power of the forbidden area's laws, it would be worth it if he could kill this little bastard, seize the treasure in his hand, obtain the dragon vein, and break through the shackles of the venerable realm to enter the saint realm. Little bastard, go to hell. Du Xinwu roared. The power of law in this forbidden area condensed into a terrifying giant sword. This giant sword slashed towards Yang Hongwu. If hit, Yang Hongwu would be seriously injured even if he didn't die. Be careful. When the purple phoenix saw this scene, she was greatly shocked and extremely anxious. Oof. At this moment, a voice rang out, and a huge force burst out, slamming into the huge sword and shattering it. It was Bai Yiran. Bai Yiran appeared beside Yang Hongwu and helped Yang Hongwu up. Husband, are you all right? When she saw that Yang Hongwu was injured, killing intent surged in her eyes. She was incomparably furious. This damned bastard had actually injured her husband. He deserved to die. He deserved to die. You dare to injure my husband. You deserve to die. Bai Yiran's eyes shone with a terrifying killing intent. It was as though he had turned into an unparalleled god of death. The power of laws in this forbidden ground was about to be frozen in the face of Bai Yiran's killing intent. Impossible. How can you have such a terrifying cultivation? How can you break through the power of law of the forbidden area? When Du Xinwu saw that Bai Yiran had actually blocked his attack, he was shocked. He was overwhelmed with shock. This woman was actually so terrifying. This was the power of the law of the forbidden area. This woman's cultivation seemed to have just broken through. How could she be so powerful? How could she ignore the power of law of the forbidden area? Another monstrous genius. No matter what, he had to kill her. If he didn't, he would be the one to die. No matter who you are, you must die. This is the forbidden area of Du family. Du family is the master. I, Du Xinwu, am the master. Everyone who goes against me must die. Du Xinwu went crazy. With a thought, all the power in the forbidden area was mobilized by him. 3 giant swords appeared in the sky. These 3 giant swords were terrifying. They were filled with killing intent and surrounded by the power of death. It was as if they wanted to destroy everything. The 3 giant swords were aimed at one person each. Yang Hongwu's face changed. He could withstand it. Bai Yiran had broken through to the venerable realm. Naturally, he didn't need to worry. However, Zifeng Wang was different. Zifeng Wang didn't have the strength to resist the terrifying pressure. Facing such a terrifying attack, she would definitely die. Kill! Du Xinwu waved his hand,
and the three giant swords attacked rapidly. Husband, Sister Phoenix, step back. I'll block it. By Iran snorted. Her hands exploded with supreme power. Killing fist of 10 directions. Invincible 10 directions. She punched with both fists. Countless fist shadows covered the surroundings. Azuras appeared one after another. The whole area seemed to have turned into hell. The smell of blood filled the air. Bang, bang, bang. Although Bai Iran blocked the attack of the three giant swords, she couldn't withstand the powerful impact. After all, she hadn't completely recovered. Moreover, she had just broken through. Her cultivation hadn't been completely stabilized. The breakthrough was too hasty. The attack just now had injured her. Seeing that Bai Iran was injured, Yang Hongwu's eyes exploded with terrifying killing intent. You damned beast. How dare you injure Bai Iran? I'm going to tear you into pieces. I'm going to destroy your soul so that you can never reincarnate. Yang Hongwu was really angry this time. Du Xinwu, this beast, had injured Bai Iran. He had injured the woman he loved. He deserved to die. Even if he died 10,000 times, it wouldn't be enough. Yang Hongwu was furious. His aura surged crazily. The dragon's vein that had turned into the eye of the formation was crazily devoured into Yang Hongwu's body. His cultivation had broken through. Peak of the primordial spirit realm. First level of the Tao platform realm. Second level of the Tao platform realm. Third level of the Tao platform realm. In a breath's time, the dragon's vein was completely devoured and refined by Yang Hongwu. His cultivation had broken through to the third level of the Tao platform realm in an instant. Du Xinwu was dumbfounded when he saw Yang Hongwu's cultivation break through so quickly. In just a few breaths' time, he had completely devoured the dragon's vein. It seemed that he had even refined it. In just a few breaths' time, his cultivation had broken through several realms, from the primordial spirit realm to the third level of the Tao platform realm. However, in the next moment, he was enraged and went crazy. Damn beast. My dragon's vein. How dare you devour my dragon's vein? I'm going to kill you. Du Xinwu recalled that Yang Hongwu had refined the dragon's vein. This was something he needed to break through his cultivation. How could he not be angry when Yang Hongwu refined it in front of him? Chapter 12:18. Kill. He really doesn't know the difference between life and death. Yang Hongwu looked at this guy and felt very unhappy in his heart. Did he really think that his Chiu family was invincible? He was just a profligate son of a rich family. His strength was nothing much, yet he dared to be so arrogant. Yang Hongwu, kill him for me, Zifeng Wang said to Yang Hongwu. Yang Hongwu smiled bitterly and said, Why do I have to do it? You're a man. Of course you'll be the one to do it. Don't tell me that you want me and Sister Iran, two weak women, to do it? Zifeng Wang said snappily. All right. I'll handle it. Yang Hongwu turned to Chiu Hao and said coldly, I'll give you one more chance. Scram or die. Nice tone. No one has ever dared to talk to me like that in Yin County. You're the first. Chiu Hao laughed instead of getting angry. As the fourth young master of the Chiu family, his status was high and mighty. No one dared to refuse him whatever he wanted. Sigh, this young man and those two girls are going to suffer again. It's a pity that such beautiful girls will be ruined by the Chiu clan's playboy again. That brat is courting death. Who is Chiu Hao? That's the great demon king of Yin County. What a pity. What a pity. People couldn't help but sigh. And the last one, Yang Hongwu said coldly, You're so stubborn. Today, you'll die here. After saying that, Yang Hongwu punched out. 10 direction killing fist. This punch was condensed with killing intent. In an instant, it hit Chiu Hao's head. With a pa sound, Chiu Hao's head was smashed. Blood splattered everywhere, and the scene was extremely bloody. Seeing this scene, everyone cried out. When the guards beside Chiu Hao saw this, their faces turned pale. The fourth young master was beaten to death. You killed the fourth young master. You deserve to die. You deserve to die 10,000 times. The leader of the guard shouted. He knew that things were not good. Chiu Hao had been killed, so they would not have a good ending.
The only way was to capture this guy and hand him over to the Chiu family. Otherwise, they would also die. As for escaping, they didn't have that thought at all. They knew very well how terrifying the Chiu clan's strength was. This brat is so savage. The rest of the people present swallowed their saliva. This young man was so domineering and cruel. Chiu was actually killed by a single punch. However, many people were overjoyed. In the Yin County, Chiu was like a great demon king who committed all kinds of crimes. Who knew how many kind-hearted women had been ruined by him? Who knew how many families had been destroyed by him? Therefore, many people in Yin County would probably set off firecrackers to celebrate Chiu's death. Of course, due to the Chiu family's power and influence, they didn't dare to be so brazen. Attack! Attack together! Kill this brat, and avenge the fourth young master. A group of guards shouted. Chiu's guards rushed forward and surrounded Yang Hongwu. However, Yang Hongwu didn't care about these people at all. They were merely in the primordial spirit realm. Yang Hongwu himself had already reached the arcane embryo realm. It was easy for him to deal with a few primordial spirit realm warriors. Since you want to die, I'll send you on your way. Yang Hongwu squinted his eyes and once again released the 10-direction killing fist. His slaughter chi rolled out like a devil azura, bombarding the bodies of the guards. These guards simply had no way to resist this terrifying killing fist. One by one, they were bombarded to death, dying incomparably miserable deaths. After Yang Hongwu killed Chiu Hao and the others, one of them said to him, "Little brother, leave Yin County quickly. Otherwise, the Chiu family won't let you go." "That's right. Little brother, don't stay. The Chiu family is powerful. Although you are strong, you are still alone. You can't stop the Chiu family." Another person also said to Yang Hongwu, "The Chiu family. I'm looking for the Chiu family. Thank you for your concern. I don't care about the Chiu family." Yang Hongwu said, "Sigh. Little brother, don't be careless. The Chiu family has super experts. Although Yin County is just a small county, the three big families are not simple. The three big families are related to the sect of the Ether. The Chiu family has an old ancestor in the sect of the Ether." An old man said, "Offending the Chiu family is equivalent to offending the sect of the Ether." "Is that so? The sect of the Ether? That's great. I'm going there too." Yang Hongwu said, You really can't be taught." The old man said angrily, "I don't care whether you live or die." "Thank you, senior. I know what I'm doing." Yang Hongwu knew that the old man did it for his own good. He didn't mean any harm. If you don't listen to the old man, you'll suffer. The old man waved his hand and sighed. He then walked out. Yang Hongwu narrowed his eyes. The old man's strength was not weak. He had surpassed the honorable realm and was already a saint. Yang Hongwu was very surprised. If the old man didn't expose a trace of his aura, he wouldn't have noticed it. There was actually such a strong expert in this small county. It seemed that Yin County was not simple. However, he didn't know where the old man came from. The old man didn't go far. At this time, he heard a burst of noise. He saw a group of people coming from afar. These people were all very strong. "It's the Chiu family. Little brother, leave quickly. The Chiu family is here." The onlookers immediately moved away. What a joke. The Chiu family was very overbearing. Now that the fourth young master of the Chiu family had died here, if they didn't leave, they would be killed by the Chiu family. The Chiu family was unreasonable. "It's him. He killed the fourth young master." A person pointed at Yang Hongwu and said. The leading old man's eyes flashed coldly. He looked at Yang Hongwu with a murderous look. "You killed Hua? Then you'll pay with your life. Men, capture this kid and cut him into pieces." The Chiu family's guards rushed up at the leader's order. The guards of the Chiu family were very strong. The weakest of them was in the mysterious embryo realm. Yang Hongwu sighed. The Chiu family's strength was really strong. Compared to Yin County, Gray Cloud Town was not at the same level. In the entire Gray Cloud Town, there wasn't a single true spirit realm expert. But in Yin County, there were so many mysterious embryo realm experts. There are also saint experts. The common people's continent was not simple. Moreover, Yang Hanwu knew that this was only the edge of the common people's continent. If it was the center of the common people's continent, wouldn't there be many experts? Chapter 12:19. Kill again, Sister Ran, and I will deal with these small fries. You deal with that old man, said Zifeng Wang. All right, Yang Hanwu nodded. Although these people were strong, they were far from being a match for Bai Yiran and Zifeng Wang. As for the old man, he was strong. He was at the peak of the divine realm and was only a step away from the venerable realm. However, in Yang Hongwu's eyes, they were nothing. He could even kill a venerable realm expert, let alone a mere divine realm expert. Don't hurt those two girls, said the old man to his subordinates. His eyes flashed coldly when he saw the two girls. Yes, elder. A crooked stick will have a crooked shadow. Yang Hongwu's eyes were filled with killing intent when he heard the old man's words. He soared into the air and flew towards the old man. Little bastard, you're overestimating yourself. Seeing Yang Hongwu flying towards him, Xiao Tong sneered. His hand grabbed out like an eagle's claw, tearing through the air and grabbing towards Yang Hongwu. If Yang Hongwu was caught by this attack, he would definitely be seriously injured. A claw technique? Yang Hongwu sneered. Then I'll let you see my claw technique, Cloud Dragon Claw. Yang Hongwu opened his right hand and condensed true qi. It looked like a dragon's claw and grabbed at the clouds in the sky. Rip! With a crisp sound, Yang Hongwu's claw tore the space apart. The domineering dragon claw collided with Xiao Tong's eagle claw. The eagle claw couldn't withstand it all and was instantly torn apart. Ah! Xiao Tong screamed. Yang Hongwu's claw not only tore apart his eagle claw, but also clawed at his chest. A deep gash appeared on his chest, revealing his white bones and blood. Xiao Tong was seriously injured by this attack. Damned little bastard, you dare to hurt me? Xiao Tong had never thought that this brat, who was only in the Tao pedestal realm, would actually be so strong. The divine eagle claw that he was so proud of was actually unable to catch him, and was instead injured by him. Your mouth is full of shit. You deserve to die, Yang Hongwu said, and shot out a finger. The finger power penetrated out and instantly pierced through Xiao Tong's forehead. Xiao Tong dead. The people from the Qiu family that Xiao Tong had brought with him had also been dealt with by Iran and by Iran. This young man is so domineering. When the remaining people saw this, they were extremely shocked. Where did this young man come from? How could he be so strong? He had killed all the people from the Qiu clan. Yinyan County is going to be turned upside down. The Qiu clan won't let this go. That's right. I wonder where this young man came from. He's so strong. I'm afraid there's a powerful force behind him. He's so young, yet his battle prowess is so strong. I wonder what kind of power could nurture such a monster. The Zeng family is here. That's the third young master of the Zeng family, Zeng Cheng. What's going on? Zeng Cheng came to the scene and saw the corpses on the ground. He was shocked. Isn't this the elder of the Qiu clan, Xiao Tong? Young master, don't go near him. A guard from the Zeng family saw Zeng Cheng coming and quickly stopped him. After all, the young man was too terrifying and cruel. The Zeng family and the Qiu family's strength were on par. Since this young man dared to kill the fourth young master of the Qiu clan and Xiao Tong, it showed that he was not afraid of the Qiu clan. In that case, if the young master had provoked that youth, he would not have shown any mercy. Therefore, he was very worried when he saw Zeng Cheng coming closer. Zeng Yan, what's going on? Zeng Cheng asked. Young master, the Qiu clan was killed by this young man. Zeng Yan said, Are you kidding? Where did this young man come from? Zeng Cheng's face changed when he heard this. He knew that Zeng Yan would not lie. It happened just now. Everyone saw that the young man is very strong. As for his background, we don't know. He just came to Yinyan County today. Zeng Yan shook his head and said, Go and tell my father about this. I will talk to the young man. Although Zeng Cheng was a little worried, he still took a deep breath and prepared to rope in the young man. Although the young man was cruel, he shouldn't kill innocent people. He had no enmity with him, so he couldn't kill him just because he wanted to talk to him, right? Young master, you can't. That young man is too tyrannical. He kills people without blinking. He's like a god of death. I'm worried that he'll hurt you. For your safety,
It's better for you to stay away from him. Sung Yin was very worried when he heard this. Don't worry, I'm not going to attack him. Zheng Chang said. This person has an extraordinary background and is very strong. If I can form a relationship with him, my status in the Zheng family will rise. Moreover, if I can form an alliance with him, then the Zheng family will become the #1 family in Yinyan County and even control the county. Zheng Yin smiled bitterly. Zheng Cheng's thinking was too simple. Not to mention whether the young man would agree or not. Even if he did, how could he give up the benefits so easily? Moreover, the young man was so strong. Who knew what kind of power was behind him? Why would such a monstrous genius come to Yinyan County? If there was nothing, why would he appear in Yinyan County? Yinyan County was nothing to Sangshan Continent. It was just a small county. Zheng Yin wanted to stop him, but it was too late. Zheng Cheng had already caught up. Young hero, you want to fight too? Yang Hongwu looked at Zheng Cheng and said coldly. The young man was not weak and had an extraordinary temperament. No. Young hero's strength is extraordinary. How would I dare to fight with you? The reason why I stopped young hero is because young hero's strength is extraordinary. I want to make friends with you. I am Zheng Cheng from the Zheng family. May I know young hero's name? Zheng Cheng hurriedly explained, fearing that Yang Hongwu would misunderstand. You want to know my identity and background? Yang Hongwu's eyes flashed coldly. No, young hero, I have no hostility. Moreover, I have nothing to do with the Chiu family. On the contrary, the Zheng family and the Chiu family are sworn enemies. When we saw the Chiu family being taught a lesson by you, we clapped our hands in joy. However, you killed the 4th young master of the Chiu family, Chiu Hao, and the elders of the Chiu family. The Chiu family will not let this go. The Chiu family is powerful. Although you are strong, you must think of the 2 ladies. Zheng Cheng said, Kid, what are you talking about? We don't put the Chiu family in our eyes. Zifeng Wang said coldly. Don't disturb us. Chapter 1220. Hidden Dragon General Chiu Family's Mansion. Not good. Something bad has happened. A guard hurriedly entered a courtyard. You don't know the rules. Don't you know that I have an important guest? Chiu Wulong furrowed his brows in dissatisfaction. This Chiu Laosher really didn't know the rules. He was in the middle of a meeting with a guest, but he actually rushed in. Brother, don't be angry, Hua Xiong said. He's in such a hurry. Something must have happened. Let's hear what he has to say first. Hurry up and tell me what's going on. If it's nothing serious, I won't let you off, Chiu Wulong said. Patriarch, it's the 4th young master and elder Chiu Tong who were killed. What did you say? Hearing this, Chiu Wulong stood up abruptly and grabbed him. 4th young master and elder Chiu Tong were killed. They were killed not long ago. Who did it? Chiu Wulong's face darkened. Even Hua Xiong was shocked. Killing the 4th young master of the Chiu clan and Chiu Tong in the Yinyan County. The Chiu clan was one of the 3 great clans in the Yinyan County. They were extremely powerful. Even the Zheng clan and the Hua clan, who were also part of the 3 great clans, would not dare to act like this. After all, once they started fighting, both sides would suffer. If any 2 clans started fighting, both sides would suffer, and that would give the 3rd clan a chance. The reason why he was here to talk to Chiu Wulong was so that they could discuss the great tomb of the Hidden Dragon General. The Hidden Dragon General was a supreme powerhouse, an existence at the level of a supreme sage. If one could obtain his inheritance, one would be able to obtain great benefits. However, how could the tomb of a powerhouse like the Hidden Dragon General be so simple? None of the 3 great clans had the ability to do so. Only if the 3 of them worked together would they have a chance. Could it be the Zheng family? Hua Xiong asked. No, it's not the Zheng family. It's an outsider. A foreigner? Chiu Wulong and Hua Xiong looked at each other. They both had a bad feeling about this. Could it be that they're here for the Hidden Dragon General's tomb? Hua Xiong said. It seems that the Hidden Dragon General's matter has been exposed. Let's go. I want to see exactly who it is that dares to kill people from our Chiu family. Chiu Wulong was furious. Not long ago, Chiu Lin and the others were killed. Now, Chiu Hao and Chiu Tong were killed. How could he not be furious? Brother Chiu, I'll go with you.
I also want to see who exactly dares to behave so atrociously in our Swallow Cloud County. If it was any other time, Huaxiong would be happy to see the Qiu clan suffer. After all, it would be beneficial for the Hua clan. The Hua clan, the Tsang clan, and the Qiu clan were the top 3 clans in Yinyan County. If he could see the other 2 clans suffer, it would be beneficial for him. However, it was different now. It was a critical moment for the hidden dragon general's tomb to appear. This was a huge matter. If other forces were to dig into it, it would be troublesome. After all, no one wanted to let others have a share of the loot. Let's go. Qiu Wulong nodded. The 2 of them stood up and walked out of the Qiu clan. Soon, the group arrived at the place where Qiu Tong and the others were killed. Qiu Wulong and Huaxiong happened to see Tsang Cheng talking to Yang Hongwu and the others. It's him. Those 3 killed them. The Tsang clan. It was the Tsang clan. Qiu Wulong was furious. How dare he touch the Qiu clan? He deserves to die. Qiu Wulong rushed towards where Yang Hongwu was. In the blink of an eye, he appeared before Yang Hongwu and the others. Good, Tsang clan. Today, I'll kill you all to avenge How'er. Qiu Wulong raised his hand and condensed his true qi into a large blade. He slashed it towards Yang Hongwu and Tsang Cheng. This attack was filled with anger and power. Wherever the blade passed, the tables and chairs were torn apart. The stalls on the side of the road were sent flying. Not good. Tsang Cheng was no weakling. Although he was not the most outstanding genius of the Tsang clan, he was still a rare talent. He could feel the strong, killing intent. As for Yang Hongwu, he had already noticed the arrival of Qiu Wulong and the others. Yang Hongwu grabbed the 2 girls and disappeared in a flash, causing Qiu Wulong's attack to miss. However, Tsang Cheng was not so lucky. He did not have Yang Hongwu's mysterious escape technique. Vajra protection, Tsang Cheng shouted. A ray of light appeared and formed a golden cover, protecting him inside. The blade energy slammed into the shield, causing a blinding light. Kacha. The shield was shattered by the blade energy. However, the blade energy also dissipated. When Tsang Cheng saw Qiu Wulong and Huaxiong, he smiled bitterly. He did not expect to be so unlucky. Just because he spoke a few words with Yang Hongwu, they were seen by Qiu Wulong and Huaxiong. This was troublesome. Yang Hongwu killed Qiu Hao and Qiu Tong from the Qiu clan. He had only spoken a few words to Yang Hongwu and was seen by Qiu Wulong. He must have thought that Yang Hongwu was close to the Tsang clan. He might even think that the deaths of Qiu Hao and Qiu Tong had something to do with him. He smiled bitterly in his heart. This time, he was really unlucky. If he could really get Yang Hongwu on his side, it would be worth it. Even if the Qiu clan and Hua clan joined forces, it would be fine. This was because Yang Hongwu was strong and had a powerful background. If he could get close to him, so what if he offended the Qiu clan and Hua clan? However, the problem now was that he had not been able to convince Yang Hongwu before he was met with such a disaster. Tsang Cheng, very good. Your Tsang clan really is brazen. Since you killed my Qiu clan's people, I'll make your Tsang clan pay with their lives. Qiu Wulong was infuriated. Although he didn't want to start a war with the Tsang clan at this time, the problem was that his Qiu clan's people, Qiu Hao, and Qiu clan's elders had all been killed by the Tsang clan. If he didn't say anything now, how could the Qiu clan continue to exist? How could he, Qiu Wulong, still have any face left? So even if he didn't want to start a war with the Tsang clan, he had no choice. It's a misunderstanding. Uncle Qiu, it's a misunderstanding. Tsang Cheng hastily dodged. A misunderstanding? Humph. You killed my Qiu clan's important people, and you dare say it's a misunderstanding? Do you think I'm an idiot? Qiu Wulong was furious. Opening his hand, he condensed his palm energy and slammed it at Tsang Cheng. The first person he wanted to kill was Tsang Cheng. Yang Hongwu was surprised. He hadn't expected the Qiu clan to misunderstand and attack Tsang Cheng first. Chapter 1221. Regeneration Pill. Brother Qiu, I'll take care of these 3 for you. As he spoke, Huaxiong also made his move. His figure was like an agile ape as he flew towards Yang Hongwu and the other 2 at an astonishing speed. Huaxiong was also at the peak of the Exalt realm, and his strength was extremely formidable.
I hit the young one, and the old one came. Damn flies, how annoying. Yang Hongwu's aura suddenly rose. The aura of a Tao Foundation realm cultivator was extremely frightening. What a brat. You're just a Tao pedestal realm cultivator, but you have such a powerful aura. You're the most outstanding young man I've ever seen. Even though Hua Xiong really didn't like what Yang Hongwu had said, he had to admit that Yang Hongwu was extremely outstanding. Yang Hongwu seemed to be young, and he was only at the Tao pedestal realm, but the aura he gave off was sufficient to fight an ordinary Exalt realm expert. What if you pledge allegiance to my Hua clan? If you are willing to become a disciple of my Hua clan, I will not be calculative about your rudeness to me. Hua Xiong saw that Yang Hongwu's talent was outstanding. The two women were also very powerful. It would be good if he could rope them in. This old man doesn't even know who he is. How dare he try to subdue us? Zi Fengwang sneered. Even though that old fellow's strength wasn't bad, he was only at the Exalt realm. However, he was still slightly stronger than her. So what if he was an Exalt realm expert? It wasn't like Yang Hongwu hadn't killed Exalt realm cultivators before. Moreover, the Purple Moon Demon King and the Ice Demon were much more famous than them. The Purple Moon Demon King and the Ice Demon used to be experts who could move unhindered between heaven and earth. They were experts at the Great Saint Realm. What were they to them? Hua Xiong's face darkened when he heard that. So you're saying that you're not willing? If you want to fight, then let's fight. Why are you being so long-winded? Yang Hongwu snorted coldly. There must be a great battle in Yinyan County. He also knew that there were experts and even saints in Yinyan County. Of course, Yang Hongwu dared not be careless. He was not worried about venerable realm experts, but he had to consider saint experts. After all, with his current strength, it was impossible for him to deal with saint experts if he did not make any arrangements. Therefore, he had set up a formation the moment he entered the Swallow Cloud County. The formation enveloped the entire Swallow Cloud County and the city. Of course, Yinyan County was much larger than Hanwu City, so Yang Hongwu spent an entire day setting up the formation. How could an array that took a whole day to set up be so simple? One had to know that Yang Hongwu had never spent more than 2 hours setting up a formation. Now, he had spent an entire day setting up this formation. It could be said to be the formation that took the longest time to set up. This formation was enough to kill a saint expert. In fact, he might even be able to hold his own against a great saint stage powerhouse. Therefore, Yang Hongwu did not keep a low profile after entering Yinyan County. Good, very good. Kid, you're courting death. I'll fulfill your wish. Hua Xiong took out his weapon. It was a pair of golden maces with ancient patterns on it. It was a rare treasure with boundless power. It was Hua Xiong's famous weapon. Countless people had died because of it. The three of them are dead. Hua Xiong and Xiu Wulong of Hua Clan have made their moves. I didn't expect Xiu Clan and Hua Clan to join forces. I'm afraid Zheng Clan is finished. Everyone present knew that something big was going to happen in Yinyan County. How could Zheng Clan resist the alliance of Hua Clan and Xiu Clan against Zheng Clan? Zheng Clan's strength wasn't much different from Hua Clan and Xiu Clan. However, Zheng Clan had no hope now that Xiu Clan and Hua Clan had joined forces. Yinyan County used to be a tripartite balance of power. Now that the two clans had joined forces, the tripartite balance of power was broken. Yinyan County would be in a bloodbath. Yang Hongwu saw Hua Xiong's golden maces coming at him. Golden light gathered on the maces as if there was a pair of divine beasts. It was a pair of golden flood dragons. The roar of the flood dragons was deafening and soul-stirring. However, it was useless against Yang Hongwu. Yang Hongwu's mind was firm. How could Hua Xiong, a mere venerable realm expert, be able to shake him? Not to mention a flood dragon. Even a true divine dragon wouldn't be able to shake Yang Hongwu's mind. Lightning fist. Yang Hongwu's eyes shot out a cold light. His body flashed as if he had turned into a bolt of lightning. His speed was frightening. Terrifying lightning energy exploded around him. Both of his fists punched out. It was like a violent thunderstorm. The lightning energy bombarded the pair of golden maces and sent them flying.
The lightning energy traveled through the maces and into Hua Xiong's arms. The lightning energy was no ordinary lightning energy. It was the lightning tribulation energy. However, the lightning tribulation energy was far inferior to the lightning tribulation energy of the Great Path. Even if it wasn't the lightning tribulation energy of the Great Path, it wasn't something that Hua Xiong could withstand. The lightning tribulation energy invaded Hua Xiong's body and caused him great damage. The meridians in his arms were damaged by the lightning tribulation energy. His meridians were instantly damaged, and the damage was permanent. Hua Xiong's face was pale. He gritted his teeth, and his hands trembled. He felt that his arms were about to break. If the lightning energy continued to wreak havoc, he might lose his life. Cut. However, Hua Xiong was also a ruthless person. He cut off his own arms. He had chopped off one of his arms, and it fell to the ground, still trembling. It was pitch black, as if it had been roasted. Good fella. That's enough. Yang Hanwu smiled and said, Damn you, little bastard. I'm going to kill you. Hua Xiong was furious. He had never been so aggrieved before. Moreover, his opponent was a young man who wasn't even 50 years old. He took out a medicinal pill and swallowed it. As soon as he swallowed it, the flesh on his severed arm began to wriggle like an earthworm. Gradually, it began to grow, and before long, a new arm grew out of his severed arm. Regeneration elixir. There's a regeneration elixir. Yang Hongwu was surprised. The regeneration elixir wasn't an ordinary elixir. It was a saint elixir. Although it wasn't at the imperial grade, it was close. He didn't expect that a small family in this small prefecture would have such an elixir. It seemed that the three big families weren't simple. Chapter 1222. Great rushing thunder hand, however. Since things had already come to this point, there was no possibility of going back on his word. He could only kill the kid in front of him, seize his treasures, and destroy the corpse to erase the evidence. I can't let you off. Hua Xiong had no choice. Although this kid's cultivation was not high, his combat strength was extremely shocking. Therefore, he had to use his trump card. He reached out and grabbed a pair of golden rapiers. He then spat a mouthful of blood on the rapiers. In the next moment, Hua Xiong threw the rapiers into the air. The rapiers immediately turned into a pair of flood dragons. The flood dragons roared and rushed towards Yang Hongwu with bared fangs and brandished claws. They were much more powerful than before. Are they serious now? Yang Hongwu narrowed his eyes. In this way, the flood dragon transformed from the golden Jian was much more powerful than before. This attack was equivalent to the level of a saint. He's dead. That little bastard is dead. Yeah, how can that little bastard be compared to the patriarch? What a pity. A monstrous genius is going to fall here. Many people sighed endlessly. Such a monstrous genius was only at the Tao Foundation realm. Yet his combat strength was sufficient to fight against a peak Exalt realm expert. However, he was about to be killed. It was truly a pity that such a monstrous genius had died. If he was allowed to grow, how terrifying would he be? He might even be able to break through the shackles of the Saint realm and enter the Supreme Emperor realm. However, a genius was just a genius. A genius who did not grow up and was killed was nothing. Hua Xiong's lips curled into a smile when he saw the flood dragons. It was as if he could see Yang Hanwu dying under the flood dragon's claws. You want to kill me? Do you think two little snakes can do it? Yang Hanwu snorted. Nine heavens, thunder, tribulation, grand formation, open. Great rushing thunder hand. As Yang Hongwu's voice faded, dark clouds gathered in the sky. A terrifying power of thunder and lightning appeared. The entire Yinyun County was shrouded by this terrifying tribulation cloud. In a flash, lightning flashed and thunder rumbled. It was extremely terrifying. Everyone's expression changed when the terrifying pressure appeared. Qiu Wulong's expression changed drastically as he shouted, "Kill him, Hua Xiong. Kill him now." Everyone felt the terrifying pressure. This was a heavenly tribulation. This damn kid could actually use the power of heavenly tribulation. Moreover, this was not an ordinary heavenly tribulation. It made them feel the pressure of death. They had a feeling that if this heavenly tribulation formation, they would be dead. Die. At this time, Hua Xiong also became ruthless. Of course, he could feel the terrifying danger. Now, only by killing Yang Hongwu could they stop this terrifying lightning tribulation. This array formation was set up by him. If he didn't kill Yang Hongwu, they wouldn't be able to survive. Hua Xiong gritted his teeth and bit the tip of his tongue. He spat out mouthfuls of essence blood onto the flood dragons. The flood dragons shone brightly. Their bodies grew bigger and faster. The flood dragons that were slowed down under the terrifying pressure of the heavenly tribulation formation sped up again. However, Yang Hongwu did not put in his eyes. His entire body merged with the lightning. This was the power of the great rushing thunderhand. In the nine heavens lightning tribulation formation, Yang Hongwu merged with the heavenly tribulation formation. One could imagine how powerful he was. He was the lightning, and the lightning was him. Unless the formation was broken, it would be impossible to hurt him. This was Yang Hongwu's greatest killing move. Die! Yang Hongwu disappeared for a moment and reappeared in front of Hua Xiong. He punched out. Hua Xiong's body trembled. The violent heavenly tribulation force bombarded Hua Xiong's body. His body shook and exploded. Dragon soul devour the heavens. Then, a giant golden dragon appeared behind Yang Hongwu. This was the dragon soul. The dragon soul opened its mouth and bit at Hua Xiong. Hua Xiong's primordial spirit was forcefully extracted and swallowed by the dragon soul in the next moment. How could Hua Xiong survive after his primordial spirit was devoured? His aura dissipated in an instant. The flood dragons that were formed by the golden truncheons also fell. Yang Hongwu grabbed the truncheons with a wave of his hand. At this moment, everyone present was dumbfounded by what they saw. Hua Xiong was killed. Oh my God, is this true? That's a peak exalted realm expert. Yang Hongwu's gaze swept across the crowd. Those who were looked at shuddered. You won't do anything to us, right? No way. Those who had not left to watch the show were scared out of their wits at this moment. This formation had also enveloped them. If it attacked them, how could they resist? Xiao Wulong was already prepared to escape when Hua Xiong was killed. Hua Xiong's strength was on par with his. Now that Hua Xiong was killed so easily, he knew that he was no match for Yang Hongwu. He didn't want to die. Therefore, when Hua Xiong died, he struck out with his palm. The powerful force of his palm sent Tsing Chung flying. He turned around and crushed a talisman. He turned into a ray of light and fled. You want to escape? Dream on. Yang Hongwu snorted coldly. Within this formation, there was no way he could escape at all. Everything would be suppressed by the array, including the divine travel talisman and the teleportation talisman. As for Yang Hongwu himself, he could transform into a bolt of lightning and instantly appear anywhere he wanted. Of course, the premise was that he had to be within the array. Therefore, in the blink of an eye, Yang Hongwu arrived in front of Qiu Wulong and blocked him. How could you be so fast? Qiu Wulong was frightened. You dare to attack me? Today will be the day you die, Yang Hongwu coldly said. After saying that, Yang Hongwu used the rushing thunderhand again. A huge palm flashed with purple lightning as it struck towards Qiu Wulong. Qiu Wulong sensed the powerful lightning energy in the palm. It was filled with an unparalleled destructive energy. His face changed drastically. He knew that this was not something he could withstand. There was no way he could withstand this attack. However, he had no way of escaping. Ancestor, save me, he shouted and crushed a talisman, which turned into a ray of light. Then, a powerful aura appeared. He used a shield to block Yang Hongwu's attack and wait for help. Chapter 1223. Overbearing kill, power of thunder, kill. Yang Hongwu's rushing thunderhand sent Qiu Wulong flying. Although this attack didn't take his life, it heavily injured him. His face was deathly pale. Ancestor. His expression changed drastically when he saw Yang Hongwu attack again. If it happened again, he would definitely die. At this moment, a powerful aura appeared on the battlefield in the blink of an eye. Not only that, but another aura also appeared. These two auras were very powerful, much more powerful than Qiu Wulong and Hua Xiong. Stop! A dignified voice sounded. A tyrannical power bombarded Yang Hongwu. It was the old ancestor of the Chiu family. The other person was the Hua family's old ancestor. These two old ancestors were awakened when Yang Hongwu activated the power of the formation. The power of the formation was too strong. It enveloped the entire Yinyan County. How could they not feel it? It wasn't just the patriarchs of the Chiu family and the Hua family. Even the patriarch of the Zheng family had awakened. Behind them was a powerful qi. It was the ancestor of the Zheng family. Of course, the patriarch of the Zheng family was also there. When Tseng Cheng saw Hua Xiong being killed and Xiu Wulong almost dying at the hands of Yang Hongwu, he was shocked beyond belief. Yang Hongwu was too strong. A peak Exalt Realm expert was actually unable to fight back against him. Although he knew that this was due to the power of the formation, how powerful and terrifying was the formation. No one in the entire Yinyan County could set up such a formation. Even the sect of the Ether did not have such a powerful formation. The old ancestor of the Chiu family blocked Yang Hongwu's attack, but the endless thunderbolts also injured him. Although he was a saint, he was only a beginner saint. The formation set up by Yang Hongwu borrowed the power of the Thunder Tribulation. This Thunder Tribulation was not an ordinary one. It was overbearing and had the power to destroy heaven and earth. Brother Chiu, let's join forces and kill this little bastard. The old ancestor of the Hua clan said. All right. The old ancestor of the Chiu family nodded. He had seen the power of thunder before. Such a strong and violent attack could pose a great threat to him. If he was alone, he might not have the confidence to succeed. However, if the two of them were to work together, the chances of success will be much higher. How can I miss out on such things? Zheng family's ancestor also appeared at this time. He laughed loudly and strode over. Patriarch, well done. Seeing Zheng Cheng, Zheng family's ancestor was satisfied. Who would have thought that Tseng Cheng would have such a fortuitous encounter, to be acquainted with such a monstrous expert? To the Zheng family, this was a huge benefit. Old ghost son, you want to stop us? The Hua family's old ancestor's face changed. So what if I am? The two of you joined forces to overthrow the Zheng family. Did you ever think that this day would come? The Zheng family's patriarch said coldly. Today is the day that the Hua family and the Chiu family perish. Do you really think this kid can destroy our two clans with a mere formation? You are really too naive. The Hua family's old ancestor said coldly. Try it and you will know. The Zheng family's old ancestor said. I will hold old Ghost Zheng back. You kill that kid. The Chiu family's old ancestor said. All right. The Hua family's old ancestor nodded. The two made their moves before they could finish their words. The progenitor of the Hua clan dashed toward Yang Hongwu at a rapid pace and opened his palm, unleashing his force. The Martial Highness realm was a lot stronger than the Martial Highness realm. Humph. Yang Hongwu snorted coldly. His eyes shone with a cold light as he raised both hands. His true qi churned, and the power of yin and yang intertwined, forming a huge millstone. It was none other than the great millstone of yin and yang. This millstone of yin and yang flickered with terrifying power, as if it wanted to crush all living things and exterminate all devils. Yin-Yang Soul Lock Spell, Soul Refining Hearts Sutra. Not only did Yang Hongwu cast the Yin-Yang Millstone, but he also cast a secret primordial spirit attack. Each of these secret techniques was extremely powerful. Creation Divine Fist. With a roar, the Hua family's old ancestor threw out a punch. The fist radiance shone like a supreme god. The fist radiance shook the heavens and earth. It had the power of creation. Power of thunder destroy. Yang Hongwu continued to cast powerful attacks. Bang, bang, bang. The power of thunder and the yin-yang millstone collided with the overbearing creation divine fist, causing a powerful impact. Yang Hongwu was pushed back by the powerful impact. The Hua family's old ancestor did not feel good either. Yang Hongwu's cultivation realm was too weak. However, his primordial spirit was injured. The power of thunder was extremely overbearing. Although he did not cultivate dermic powers, his power of thunder was stronger than his own dermic powers. Hence, the Hua family's old ancestor was extremely wary. You dare to call such a fist technique a creation? This is the biggest joke in the world. Let me show you what a true fortune is. Yang Hongwu's eyes shone with divine light. The power of heaven and earth gathered, and the power of thunder circled around him. Yang Hongwu raised his fists, and his true qi gathered in them. The heavens and earth changed, and the sound of the great Tao could be heard. That was the power of creation, the true power of creation. Creation, heavenly gate, power of creation, form. Yang Hongwu shouted and threw out both his fists. The power of this punch was too terrifying. The heavens and earth collapsed. The power of destruction and the sound of death were all thrown out. Wherever this punch went, everything was destroyed. This punch was the true creation of heaven and earth compared to Hua Xiong's punch. Bang! The old ancestor of the Hua family had no way to dodge it all. When the fist landed on the old ancestor of the Hua family, his body instantly decayed and his soul was destroyed. Everyone was shocked. Their eyes were wide open and they could not believe it. Creation, is this the true power of creation? No, this is the law of destruction. This is the power of destruction. The Zheng family's old ancestor shouted. Destruction of creation. Terrifying. Could this young man be the reincarnation of that supreme existence? Everyone murmured. The combat strength of this young man was way too terrifying. That punch of his was absolutely horrifying. When the old ancestor of the Chiu family saw the old ancestor of the Hua family being killed, his heart was filled with shock. At the same time, he rejoiced. If it wasn't for the fact that he was cautious enough to send the old ancestor of the Hua family to kill Yang Hongwu, the one who would be dead right now would be him. Let's go, let's go. The Chiu family's old ancestor saw that the situation was not good and quickly said. He did not want to die. He waved his hand, and an aura shrouded the Chiu family's old ancestor as he wanted to escape. Yang Hongwu sneered. Escape? Do you think you can escape? The entire Yin County was covered by his formation. Unless the formation was broken, there was only death. There was no way to escape. Chase, don't let them escape. The Zheng family's old ancestor waved his hand. Chapter 1224. Temptation. The Zheng family members chased after him, but Yang Hongwu didn't move. I didn't expect you to be hiding your strength, Zifeng Wang said. It's just a formation, Yang Hongwu said. I'm just borrowing the power of the formation. Still pretending. Zifeng Wang said. No wonder you want to go to the flaming godly mountain. So you're confident. What other trump cards do you have? Tell me. I've said it before. My cultivation hasn't recovered yet. If it did, no one in this world would be my match, Yang Hongwu said, looking at Zifeng Wang. Invincible? Yes, invincible. Egomaniac. Zifeng Wang said. You have to be humble. Do you know how vast this world is? Here, the Tsangshan continent is just a small continent. The difference between the Tsangshan continent and the realm of the gods is too big. The top experts of the Tsangshan continent are just ordinary experts in the realm of the gods. Realm of the gods. Yang Hongwu was surprised. Wasn't the Tsangshan continent just a small world in the realm of the gods? There was a realm of the gods here? Was the realm of the gods the Tsangshan continent? If so, that would be great. That's right. The other side of the Tsangshan continent is called the realm of the gods. The realm of the gods is the center of the world. There are countless experts and geniuses there, Zifeng Wang said with some emotion. How do you know? Yang Hongwu said. Have you been to the realm of the gods? No. Forget it. Let's not talk about this. Let's go to the sect of the ether now, Zifeng Wang said. Don't you want to get the godly fire as soon as possible? Before we leave, there's one more thing to do. Yang Hongwu saw that Zifeng Wang didn't want to talk about it, so he didn't force her. However, he was sure that Zifeng Wang knew about the realm of the gods. She seemed a little strange. There was probably a story behind it. Everyone had their own secrets, and Zifeng Wang was no exception. However, Yang Hongwu would not force her to tell him. Then why aren't you leaving? Zifeng Wang urged. He didn't want to talk about the past. Just as they were about to leave, Sung Chung asked, Young hero, are you leaving? He didn't want Yang Hongwu to leave like this. If he left now, it would be very troublesome for the Zheng family. Although the old ancestor of the Chiu family was injured and the old ancestor of the Hua family was killed, the Hua family and Chiu family were still very strong. Without Yang Hongwu's help, the Zheng family might not be able to completely destroy the Hua family and the Chiu family. Even if they could do it, it would be a huge blow to the Zheng family. It would take a long time for them to recover. In that case, the other families would definitely take advantage of the situation. Although there were only 3 great families in Yingyun County, there were other factions such as the Skyspan Trading Company. The Skyspan Trading Company was the second most powerful trading company in the entire Tsangshan continent. Its wealth was terrifying. Although it couldn't compare to the powerful sects, it wasn't weak either. Otherwise, with such wealth, it would have been swallowed up by the other sects long ago. Therefore, if the Skyspan Trading Company knew that the Zheng family had suffered a great loss, they would definitely use this opportunity to take control of Yingyun County. Therefore, Yang Hongwu couldn't be allowed to leave Yingyun County. With him there, the Zheng family's chances of eliminating the Chiu and Hua families would be higher, and their losses would be minimized. More importantly, they could deter the other factions. That's right. After dealing with some matters, we'll leave, said Yang Hongwu. Young hero, I'm afraid that won't do. Don't tell me you don't want the Chiu and Hua families' things, said Sung Chung. That's a huge fortune. So what? Said Yang Hongwu indifferently. I don't care. Sung Chung smiled bitterly. Even treasures couldn't move him. That was right. This guy had an extraordinary background, and he had a powerful faction backing him. To them, what good things could there be in a small county? He really didn't care. If there wasn't anything that could move him, he really would leave. As for stopping him, this was simply a joke. That fellow's strength was so ferocious. Obstructing him and offending him was simply courting death. Sung Chung was not that stupid. Taking a deep breath, Sung Chung knew that if he didn't keep Yang Hongwu and the other 2 here, the Zheng family would be in big trouble. He had to make them stay. I think there's something you'll be interested in, said Sung Chung. No need. I'm not interested. Yang Hongwu waved his hand. Don't block the way. We're leaving. Hidden Dragon General's tomb, said Sung Chung. Yang Hongwu wasn't interested. He had never heard of a general. Now, he had to deal with the Chiu family and go to the sect of the Ether. You have information about the Hidden Dragon General's tomb? Yang Hongwu didn't know about the Hidden Dragon General and wasn't interested in the tomb. However, it didn't mean that Zi Feng Wang didn't know. Yes. Sung Chung nodded. The Hidden Dragon General's tomb is in Yingyun County. Yang Hongwu, how about we go to the Hidden Dragon General's tomb first? The Purple Phoenix said, the Hidden Dragon General is a supreme saint. His strength is unparalleled, and he dominated the world. Rumor has it that he was originally a very ordinary cultivator. However, he obtained a treasure. Ever since he obtained the treasure, he used 3 years to advance from the Qi refining realm to the Saint realm. Hearing this, Yang Hongwu was a little shocked. It took him only 3 years to reach the Saint realm from a very ordinary cultivator. This was absolutely terrifying. Even Yang Hongwu himself, who had countless fortuitous encounters, was not so monstrous. Of course, he could do it now. After all, he was once a great emperor. Now that he had recultivated, as long as he had enough resources, it would be very fast for him to recover. Not to mention entering the Saint realm in 3 years. It was even possible for him to enter the Great Saint realm. Seeing that Yang Hongwu was interested, Sung Chung quickly added, the Hidden Dragon General was 40 years old. Hearing this, Yang Hongwu was a little moved. He was already 40 years old, but he was still able to enter the Saint realm from the Qi realm in such a short time. This was definitely not an ordinary person. It seemed that this Hidden Dragon General had either been possessed or he had really obtained a supreme secret treasure. This supreme treasure could improve one's aptitude and cleanse one's marrow. It could make one very powerful. A treasure that could cleanse one's marrow and change one's physique was absolutely rare. Moreover, the Hidden Dragon General was already 40 years old. Even if he was possessed, it was impossible for him to break the shackles and reach the Saint realm in such a short time. Chapter 1225. Zheng family scheme. If it was really such a powerful treasure, it would be worth a look. If he could get it,
he might be able to speed up his cultivation. Yang Hongwu looked at Zheng Cheng and said, "All right, I agree. However, if I find out that you're lying to me, the consequences will be severe. I will destroy your Zheng family." "Don't worry, I won't lie. However, the hidden dragon general's tomb is very dangerous. I have to make this clear in advance. Don't blame me if anything happens." Zheng Cheng said, "You don't have to worry about this. If there is any danger, I will deal with it myself." Yang Hongwu said, "I won't leave for now. Let's go to the Qiu family." "Qiu family? That's great." Zheng Cheng was overjoyed when he heard that Yang Hongwu was going to the Qiu family. He knew that the Zheng family's old ancestor had just brought people to the Qiu family to kill the old ancestor of the Qiu family. Yang Hongwu was very powerful. It would be safe for him to go to the Qiu family. This meant that the Qiu family was completely finished. "I will lead the way." Zheng Cheng walked to the front. Yang Hongwu and the two girls followed behind. The group rushed towards the Qiu family. It seems that the Qiu family is finished. The others saw that Yang Hongwu and the other two were rushing towards the Qiu family with Zheng Cheng. It seemed that they had reached an agreement with the Zheng family. With Yang Hongwu's strength, the Qiu family was definitely finished. Some of the smaller forces smiled bitterly. The Qiu family and the Hua family were finished. This meant that the Zheng family would completely control the Yin County. At that time, the Zheng family would be the dominant force in the Yin County. After all, if there were three forces, these smaller forces could still survive in the cracks. If two of them were destroyed and one of them became the dominant force, how could the Zheng family not make a move on these smaller forces? If it was anyone else, they would also completely eliminate these smaller forces and firmly control the Yin County in their hands. Yang Hongwu didn't know what they were thinking. Even if he knew, he wouldn't care because he didn't care about the Yin County at all. The Yin County was too small. If it was a big Yin County or a big city, he might be able to consider it. But if it was too small, it was simply a waste of time. The three were to appear at the entrance to the Qiu family's family. Qiu family's residence. The Qiu family's residence. Family's residence. However, at this time, the Qiu family was already in a bloodbath. The Zheng family, under the lead of the Zheng family's old ancestor, attacked the Qiu family crazily. Qiu family's family. Lin to God Transin. Merit was to Lin family to the Cheng Tian, to their families. Even under the Zheng ancestor's lead, the Qiu family had only been forced into the outer courtyard. It wouldn't be easy to break into the inner courtyard of the Qiu family. Yang Hongwu looked up. There was a formation in the inner courtyard of the Qiu family. Although this formation was nothing in Yang Hongwu's eyes, it wasn't easy for the Zheng ancestor to break it. It would take some time to break the defense of the formation. Just as the Zheng ancestor was worrying about how to break the formation, he saw Yang Hongwu and the others appear. He was overjoyed. "Young hero, you're here. That's great. The Zheng ancestor quickly stopped his attack and came to Yang Hongwu. However, when he saw that Yang Hongwu was expressionless, he couldn't help but worry. He thought to himself, "Is he angry? Does he have a problem with me?" The Zheng ancestor thought. He seemed too anxious when he chased after the Qiu ancestor. He didn't even explain to Yang Hongwu. Could it be that Yang Hongwu misunderstood that he wanted to take over the Qiu family? If that was the case, things wouldn't be good. Yang Hongwu's strength was obvious to all. He was very strong. If he attacked the Zheng family wouldn't be able to stop him. Yang Hongwu replied indifferently. "Young hero, the Qiu family's inner courtyard is protected by a formation. To completely destroy the Qiu family, we have to break the formation. However, it's not easy to break the formation. Although the Zheng family is stronger than the Qiu family, we don't have a powerful formation master who can break the formation in a short time and break into the inner courtyard of the Qiu family." Zheng family's patriarch looked at Yang Hongwu and asked, "Do you have a way to break this array formation?" "Get out of my way," Yang Hongwu said. The Zheng ancestor was dissatisfied. He was an ancestor, but this guy didn't give him any face. He didn't even put him in his eyes and spoke to him in such a rude tone. However, the Zheng ancestor didn't dare to show his dissatisfaction. After all, This was a critical moment. If he offended this kid and he didn't deal with the Chiu family and Hua family, it would be bad news for the Zheng family. It could even be considered a disaster. If he turned to deal with the Zheng family would be destroyed. Therefore, when faced with such a situation, no matter how dissatisfied he was with Yang Hongwu, he had to endure it. At the very least, he had to wait until the Chiu clan and the Hua clan were destroyed. At that time, he could then consider how to deal with this guy. The Zheng ancestor was an ambitious person. Once the Chiu family and Hua family were destroyed, the Zheng family would become the most powerful family in the Yanyan County. However, there was still a great threat to control the entire Yanyan County, and that was the young man in front of him. He had the strength to kill a saint expert. The Hua family ancestor was killed by him, and the Chiu family ancestor was injured. This meant that his combat strength could also kill the Zheng ancestor. After all, his strength was only on par with the Chiu family and Hua family ancestor. Therefore, there was another obstacle and a great threat to control the Yanyan County, and that was Yang Hongwu. If he came to the Yanyan County for the sake of the Yanyan County, then it would be troublesome. In order to completely control the Yanyan County, he had to get rid of him. Therefore, after destroying the Chiu family and Hua family, his next target would be Yang Hongwu. Young hero, this way please. Zheng family's ancestor smiled as he opened a path for Yang Hongwu. The Zheng family members all moved to the side. Zheng Cheng came to the Zheng ancestor's side and said, "Greetings, ancestor." Chapter 1226. Blood Oath. I wonder if young hero has a way to break the Chiu clan's great defensive array? The old ancestor of the Zheng family looked at Yang Hongwu and asked. He had no way to break this array, so it was up to Yang Hongwu. It's nothing. Yang Hongwu raised his hand and formed a hand seal. Several rays of light flashed, and a crack appeared in the formation. In the next instant, the Chiu family's grand protective formation collapsed. In the Chiu family's courtyard. Not good, the formation is broken. Chiu Ilong's face changed. Chiu Ilong was Chiu Chi's father, and Chiu Chi was the most outstanding genius of Chiu family's younger generation. She had already broken through the barrier of astral energy realm at such a young age. However, there was still a gap between her and the geniuses of Tsung family and Hua family. Ancestor, what should we do? Chiu Ilong wasn't a simple character. The old ancestor was injured, and the patriarch was killed. This meant that the Chiu clan was in great danger. The young man in front of him had terrifying combat strength, and he didn't know how strong he was. In addition, there was the old ancestor of the Zheng clan. Now that the Chiu clan was in a life and death situation, if they didn't handle this well, the Chiu clan would be completely finished. I will hold them off. You go to the sect of Ether and ask for help. The old ancestor of the Chiu family had a cold glint in his eyes. Of course, he knew that the Chiu family was in a perilous situation. If they were not careful, they would be doomed eternally. Yes, patriarch. Chiu Ilong nodded. He didn't want to die. In such a situation, if he stayed behind to face the enemy, his life would be in danger. After all, he was an important character in the Chiu clan and was definitely someone the Zheng ancestor and the others would take care of. Hence, leaving now to seek help was the wisest choice. After the Chiu clan's ancestor nodded, he looked at Yang Hongwu and the others and said, Tsing Chi, you want to destroy my Chiu clan? You're thinking too simply. Come on, let me see if you have the ability. After the old ancestor of the Chiu family finished speaking, his aura surged like a huge wave, giving people a feeling of invincibility. He took the pure essence pill. Zheng family's ancestor squinted his eyes and said, This old man has recovered his strength after taking the vital essence pill. Young hero, be careful. Yang Hongwu looked at the Zheng family's old ancestor. This old thing actually wanted to scheme against him. He was too naive. Senior, his opponent is you. The Zheng family's ancestor's face darkened. At this moment, the Chiu family's ancestor's silhouette flickered, rushing towards the Chiu family's ancestor. His 5 fingers were like the talons of a divine eagle, tearing through the air. If this attack landed, even an iron wall would be torn apart. Old man Zheng, today I will kill you. The old ancestor of the Chiu clan hated Tsing Chi to the bone.
Sung Chi had kicked him while he was down. If it wasn't for Sung Chi, he and the old ancestor of the Hua clan would definitely be able to deal with Yang Hongwu. Even if they couldn't kill Sung Chi, they could easily retreat. He even believed that Yang Hongwu's arrival was because of the Zheng family's ancestor. Therefore, in his eyes, the Zheng family's ancestor was the main culprit. As for Yang Hongwu, he was too strong. He was so strong at such a young age. He probably had a terrifying force behind him. He could not afford to offend such a person. Therefore, no matter what, he had to kill Sung Chi first. As for Yang Hongwu, he would at most submit to him. Yang Hongwu would not reject him. However, he would not let the Zheng family off so easily. Even if he had to give it his all, he would not let the Zheng family gain any benefits. At this moment, the old ancestor of the Chiu family had placed all his hatred on the Zheng family. Therefore, when he attacked Sung Chi, he did not hold back. Once he attacked, he exploded with all his might. He would only be satisfied after Sung Chi was dead. Damn it! At this moment, the old ancestor of the Zheng family was furious. This damned old man, he was not letting him go. He looked like he was in a fight with his life on the line. Why would the old ancestor of the Zheng family want to fight with the old ancestor of the Chiu family? To him, life was precious. If he died, there would be nothing left. He still wanted to ascend to the throne. Therefore, when the old ancestor of the Chiu family attacked the old ancestor of the Zheng family, he was determined to die. However, the old ancestor of the Zheng family was different. He did not want to die. Therefore, when he fought, he naturally held back. This bastard, I'm not the one who killed so many people of the Chiu family, the old ancestor of the Zheng family said. His hands were not slow, and he attacked with all his moves, blocking the old ancestor of the Chiu family. The two of them fought with great momentum. Their auras were extraordinary, and their might was shocking. The chi energy they emitted was extremely powerful. Ordinary people would not be able to withstand it at all. Many disciples were injured by the powerful shock waves. Kill all of the people of the Chiu family. Because the old ancestor of the Zheng family was holding back, he did not have the courage to fight with his life on the line. Therefore, at this moment, he was suppressed. This made him feel very aggrieved. The old ancestor of the Chiu family did not seem to care about his life at all. Every move he made was as if he wanted to perish together with the old ancestor of the Chiu family. This made the old ancestor of the Zheng family very angry. However, there was nothing he could do. He did not want to perish together with the old ancestor of the Chiu family. Because of this, the old ancestor of the Zheng family was at a disadvantage. Bang! The old ancestor of the Zheng family did not have the courage to perish together with the old ancestor of the Chiu family. Therefore, he was injured by the old ancestor of the Chiu family. He spat out a mouthful of blood, and his body fell beside Yang Hongwu. Young hero, let's join hands and kill that old man. The old ancestor of the Zheng family was helpless. He could only ask for help from Yang Hongwu. Now that he was injured, he was no match for the old ancestor of the Chiu family. Young master, don't listen to this old man. If young master does not interfere, my Chiu family is willing to submit to young master. The old ancestor of the Chiu family said. Hearing this, the old ancestor of the Zheng family was furious. Young hero, you mustn't trust this old thing. He's extremely cunning, and none of his words are true. If young master thinks so, then you've fallen for this old thing's trick of sowing discord. The old ancestor of the Zheng family was afraid that Yang Hongwu would betray him. He said loudly, the Chiu family will never submit to young master. What do? Do I need you to teach me? Yang Hongwu said indifferently. He did not make a move. At this time, the old ancestor of the Chiu family was very happy to hear Yang Hongwu's words. As long as Yang Hongwu did not make a move, the Chiu family still had hope. If young master does not believe me, I can make a blood oath. With that, the old ancestor of the Chiu family made a blood oath. As long as young master does not interfere, my Chiu family is willing to submit to young master. If I go back on my words, the Chiu family will die without a burial place and will never be reincarnated. The old ancestor of the Zheng family and Zheng Cheng were dumbfounded when they saw this. They did not expect the old ancestor of the Chiu family to make a blood oath. Chapter 1227. Untitled, damn it. Zheng family's ancestor was furious. He did not expect the Qiu family's ancestor to make such a decision. He did not even care about the Qiu family's reputation and became a slave. In this way, Yang Hongwu wouldn't make a move on the Qiu family. After all, the Qiu family had become his slaves. How could he make a move on his own slaves? His plan to destroy the Qiu family and take over the Qiu family was obviously impossible. Moreover, if Yang Hongwu attacked the Zheng family, it would cause a lot of trouble. In turn, the Zheng family would be destroyed. No, he could not let that happen. The Zheng family's ancestor made his decision. I did not expect you to give up the Qiu family and become my slave. Since that is the case, I will not make things difficult for the Qiu family. Everyone from the Zheng family, listen up. Stop, we will retreat. The Zheng family's ancestor waved his hand. Master, we cannot let the Zheng family go now. Now that the Hua family's ancestor has been killed by Master, as long as we kill the Zheng family, the entire Yinyan County will be masters. The Zheng family wanted to retreat, but how could the Qiu family's ancestor let them go so easily? If it wasn't for that bastard Xing Qi, the Qiu family wouldn't have fallen to such a state. Therefore, it was a fact that the Qiu family had become Yang Hongwu's subordinate. Moreover, it was the Tsang family that had caused all of this. Now that the Tsang family wanted to withdraw, how could they not pay the price? Now that the Qiu family was Yang Hongwu's subordinate, why would he not help Yang Hongwu to take over the Zheng family? If they did not agree, the Zheng family would be destroyed. Anyway, the Qiu family had the upper hand. Whether or not the Zheng family submitted to Yang Hongwu, the Qiu family was still stronger than the Zheng family. If the Zheng family submitted, the Qiu family would be the first to do so. Their status would be higher than the Zheng family. If the Zheng family did not agree, would Yang Hongwu let them go? The old ancestor of the Qiu clan was not stupid. Since Yang Hongwu had come here, he must have his own plans. There was another problem. How could a monster like Yang Hongwu be bound by a mere Yinyan County? How could this tiny pond contain a true dragon? In the future, Yang Hongwu would definitely leave Swallow Cloud County. He should go to a bigger stage. Even the sect of the Ether would not tolerate him. Therefore, there was no harm in pledging allegiance to Yang Hongwu. On the contrary, they might even receive great benefits. He was taking a gamble. If he didn't take the gamble, he would die for sure. Now, the Qiu clan would be completely wiped out. If he succeeded, the Qiu clan would soar into the sky and become the most powerful force in Yinyan County. He might even surpass the Saint Realm. Zheng Qi was furious. If Yang Hongwu really did that, the Zheng family would be in danger. He was originally an ally of Yang Hongwu. But now, the situation had changed drastically. The Qiu clan had suddenly become Yang Hongwu's servant, and the Zheng family had become his enemy. This sudden change caught Zheng Qi off guard. But if he did not make a choice and persuade Yang Hongwu, the Zheng family would be destroyed. Young hero, the Zheng family is no different from opposing you. What's more, the Zheng family has always respected you, Zheng Qi said. Bah! As soon as Zheng Qi finished, the old ancestor of the Qiu clan spat and shouted, Young master, don't listen to this bastard. He has no good intentions. In fact, he wanted to scheme against you from the beginning. He only acted because he saw how strong you were. He wanted to gain your trust and wait until he completely controls Swallow Cloud County. Old man, you're slandering me. Young hero, I'm not that kind of person, the old ancestor of the Zheng family said. Looking at the two, Zifeng Huang was dumbfounded. What was going on? Before they even made a move, the Qiu clan had already sworn a blood oath to pledge allegiance to Yang Hongwu and even fought with the Zheng family. Could it be that Yang Hongwu had the legendary aura of a king? Shut up, Yang Hongwu said coldly. Yes, young master. The old ancestor of the Qiu clan quickly stopped talking. Young hero. The old ancestor of the Zheng family also stopped talking and looked at Yang Hongwu. Since the Qiu clan has sworn a blood oath to pledge allegiance to me, then the Qiu clan is my force. Yang Hongwu said calmly and looked around. I don't care what the Qiu clan is planning to do, but now that you've pledged allegiance to me, you're my people. If you have any other thoughts or want to betray me, then I'll let you know what true fear
is and what it means to live a life worse than death. Hearing Yang Hongwoo's words, everyone in the Chiu clan felt a terrifying chill. When Yang Hongwoo's eyes swept over, they felt that their breaths were frozen and their hearts were about to stop. Terrifying, too terrifying. Just as gaze alone was so terrifying. Some of the Chiu clan members were very unhappy with the old ancestor's choice. Some even wanted to leave the Chiu clan. But when Yang Hongwoo's gaze swept over them, they lost their rebellious thoughts. Young master, don't worry. Since the Chiu clan has pledged allegiance to you, we won't be disloyal. Everything in the Chiu clan belongs to you. The old ancestor of the Chiu clan said. Yang Hongwu nodded. As for the Zheng clan, I have a deal with Zheng Cheng, so I won't make things difficult for the Zheng clan. But if the Zheng clan deceives me, then there's no need for the Zheng clan to exist. No. Zheng Cheng broke out in cold sweat. He felt that his heart was about to jump out of his chest. He was afraid that Yang Hongwu would attack the Zheng clan. The old ancestor of the Zheng clan heaved a sigh of relief. It was fine as long as he didn't attack. If he did, he wasn't confident at all. All right, you guys can leave. The Chiu clan members, follow me. Yang Hongwu waved his hand. Since I've killed the old ancestor of the Hua clan, then I'll take the Hua clan as well. Yes, young master. The old ancestor of the Chiu clan nodded. The old ancestor of the Zheng clan stopped in his tracks and sighed. The Zheng clan's efforts were in vain. He didn't expect things to turn out this way. If he knew this would happen, he wouldn't have interfered. That way, the Chiu clan and the Hua clan would have suffered great losses against Yang Hongwu. That way, the Zheng clan would have benefited greatly. Now, they didn't get any benefits, but suffered great losses. They were even in danger of being exterminated. Who was Zheng Qi? He had cultivated for countless years and was the old ancestor of the Zheng clan. He was extremely cunning. How could he not see that the Zheng clan's crisis was averted? But how could the Chiu clan let the Zheng clan off? The old ancestor of the Chiu clan hated the Zheng clan to the core. One day he would attack the Zheng clan. Chapter 1228. Hua family surrounded by soldiers. Yang Hongwu, under the lead of the Chiu family, quickly arrived at the Hua family. At this moment, the Hua family was in chaos. The Hua family patriarch and the patriarch had died tragically, causing the Hua family to be in complete chaos. Some were fighting for the position of the patriarch, some were fleeing for their lives, some were snatching treasures, etc. Young master, we're here. The Chiu family patriarch said to Yang Hongwu. All right, let's go in. Yang Hongwu said. Stop. Get lost. The Hua family patriarch wanted to stop them, but the Chiu family patriarch didn't hesitate at all. With a wave of his hand, a burst of qi blasted out, instantly sending the guard flying, crashing into the stone lion in front of the gate. With a crisp sound, the guard couldn't be more dead. Not good. The other guard saw that the situation wasn't good. He quickly turned around and fled into the Hua family. The Chiu family patriarch didn't care. He opened a path for Yang Hongwu, letting Yang Hongwu go first. The Chiu family patriarch's performance made Yang Hongwu quite satisfied. At least, this servant was quite qualified now. However, if this old man was like those guys in the forbidden space of the Du family, defecting after submitting, then Yang Hongwu wouldn't let him off so easily. After the Chiu family patriarch entered the courtyard, he hurriedly came to the main courtyard, which was now under the control of Hua Yuanwu. Although he hadn't completely controlled the Hua family yet, he was indeed in charge of the Hua family now. The others who disobeyed him were killed by him, while the others had already escaped. Patriarch, not good, not good. What happened? Could it be that the sky is falling? Hua Yuanwu saw that the guard was behaving like this. He was quite dissatisfied. He had just taken control of the Hua family, but this guard didn't know the rules. Almost, the Chiu family and the person who killed the patriarch are fighting their way in. What? Hua Yuanwu's face changed drastically. They killed the patriarch of the Hua family, killed the previous patriarch, and now they were fighting their way in. This was the rhythm of completely exterminating the Hua family. Is what you said true? Yes, patriarch. We have to think of a way, or it will be too late. The guard looked at Hua Yuanwu anxiously. Father, what happened? At this time, Hua Xiaohong came out of seclusion.
Hua Xiaohong was an outstanding genius of the Hua clan. Although he wasn't as good as Hua Xiao, and he was still extremely powerful. Although his aptitude wasn't as good as Hua Xiao An's, his cultivation level was much higher than Hua Xiao An's. After all, he had cultivated for much longer than the three young geniuses of Yinyan County. Therefore, he was now at the Dao Foundation realm. Although he wasn't as strong as his father, he wasn't too far off. Xiaohong, you have finished your closed-door training. Just in time. You should leave now and go to the sect of the Ether to ask for help from your master. Hua Yuanwu said hurriedly. Father, what happened? Hua Xiaohong frowned when he saw his father's reaction. Could it be that there's a problem in Swallow Cloud County that our Hua clan can't solve? Hearing his son's words, Hua Yuanwu smiled bitterly and said, Now, I've become the patriarch of the Hua clan. Your grandfather and uncle are dead. That's why I became the patriarch of the Hua clan. Now, the enemy is at our doorstep. Leave quickly. If you don't leave now, it'll be too late. What? Hua Xiaohong's expression changed drastically. He was well aware of his grandfather's strength. His grandfather was an expert who had reached the legendary Saint realm. No one in the Yinyan County could kill him. Even in the sect of the Ether, he was a very powerful expert. Only a few old antiques of the sect could kill his grandfather in this way. Now, his grandfather had died in Swallow Cloud County. How could he believe it? Could it be that some super expert had appeared? That's right. He suddenly remembered something. It was about the tomb of the Hidden Dragon General. The Hidden Dragon General was a super expert, a figure in the Great Sage realm. If the news that his tomb was in the Yinyan County was spread out, there would be countless experts coming to fight for it. Even sects like the Sect of the Ether would send experts here. There might even be experts from other sections. Did the news about the tomb of the Hidden Dragon General leak out? Did the experts from other sects come here? Hua Xiaohong asked. In his mind, there was only one possibility. If the news was leaked, he would also know that the person who came was from the Sect of the Ether. Moreover, the three families in Swallow Cloud County were all related to the Sect of the Ether. Speaking of which, the three families were all disciples of the Sect of the Ether. Therefore, if the person was from the Sect of the Ether, he would not be so ruthless. Now that his grandfather and uncle had died in the hands of the other party, it could be inferred that the other party was not from the Sect of the Ether. If the other party was not from the Sect of the Ether, who could it be? Don't ask so many questions. It's too late. Go to the Sect of the Ether and use the transmission charm of our Hua family. Hurry up. Don't delay. When you arrive at the Sect of the Ether, tell your master about the Hidden Dragon General and ask him to bring reinforcements. Only in this way can our Hua family have a glimmer of hope, Hua Yuanwu said. Seeing his father's reaction, Hua Xiaohong also understood the seriousness of the matter. Although there were still many things that he did not understand, he could not care less now. He nodded and said, Father, don't worry. I will go now. After saying that, Hua Xiaohong took out a talisman. This talisman was not an ordinary talisman. It was a jade talisman, a teleportation jade talisman. Hua Xiaohong infused his genuine qi into the transmission jade charm. Suddenly, the transmission jade charm emitted a strong light and shrouded Hua Xiaohong. In the next moment, the space distorted and Hua Xiaohong disappeared. Seeing that Hua Xiaohong was teleported away, Hua Yuanwu breathed a sigh of relief. In the outer court of the Hua family, Yang Hongwu felt the fluctuation of the space. The whole Swallow Cloud County was shrouded in the formation that he had set up. Of course, he could feel the fluctuation of the space. Ordinary secret methods couldn't teleport away from the seal of this formation. Of course, there were some special circumstances that could break the seal of this formation. The Hua clan wasn't simple at all. They actually had a way to break the seal and leave the Yinyan County. They had broken the seal. Even so, Yang Hanwu did not care. So what if they escaped? So what if they asked for help? Unless the other party had a top-notch array formation master who could break the seal of his array formation, he would be invincible in the Swallow Cloud County. Master, what happened? Seeing Yang Hongwu frown, the patriarch of the Chiu family asked. Someone escaped, Yang Hongwu said. Chapter 1229. Million Sword Illustration. Shut up and listen to what young master has to say. When the Chiu ancestor saw how impudent the disciple was, he immediately slapped the disciple's face, sending him flying. This slap was merciless. In fact, the Chiu ancestor did this to save the disciple's life. If it made young Hongwu unhappy, then his life would be over. After sending the disciple flying, the Chiu ancestor turned to young Hongwu and said, "Young master, this guy doesn't know any better. I hope young master can forgive him this time." "Forget it. I'll give you face." Yang Hongwu waved his hand and said, "Let's go in. Huai and Wu, get out here." At the entrance of the inner courtyard, most of the outer courtyard members of the Hua clan had already been killed. Blood flowed like a river. However, the true strength of the Hua clan was in the inner courtyard. Although the outer courtyard members were not bad, they were only from the side branches. The real disciples of the inner courtyard lived in the inner courtyard. At this moment, Yuan Wu had already walked out. Although he had been slapped to death, he had no other choice. The Hua clan could only rely on him now. What he wanted to do now was to stall for time. Of course, the Hua clan's last defense, their last trump card, was the million sword illustration left behind by the old ancestor of the Hua clan. The million sword illustration was the most powerful trump card of the Hua clan. Once the million sword illustration was used, tens of thousands of swords would fly and kill strong enemies. The Hua clan had used the million sword illustration twice, and it had resolved the Hua clan's last crisis. The million sword illustration was extremely powerful. It could even kill a peak saint expert. As for whether it could kill a supreme saint expert, no one knew. However, although the million sword illustration was powerful, it could only be used once in 1,000 years. After using it, it would take 1,000 years to accumulate energy. After 1,000 years, it could only be used a second time. Thus, unless it was truly a calamity that could wipe out their entire clan, the people of the Hua clan would absolutely not use the 10,000 sword illustration. Moreover, the million sword illustration could only be in the hands of the clan leader. When the clan leader of the Hua clan died, the clan leader would leave behind a thought to inform the next clan leader of the way to use the million sword illustration. "Huai Yuan Wu, you're finally willing to come out," the old ancestor of the Chiu clan said. "It's you?" Huai Yuan Wu didn't expect that the people who came were the Chiu clan's ancestor and Yang Hongwu. The one who killed the Hua clan's ancestor was Yang Hongwu, but at that time, the Hua clan and the Chiu clan were allies. But now, the Chiu clan had betrayed them and attacked the Hua clan. How could Huai Yuan Wu not be angry? He stared at the Chiu clan's ancestor with murderous eyes. "You damned old beast, you betrayed the Hua clan." "What betrayal?" Chiu family old ancestor laughed coldly. "This is called abandoning the dark for the light. Moreover, a wise man submits to circumstances. Young master's strength isn't something you can imagine. If you know what's good for you, then quickly surrender and submit to young master. Otherwise, the entire Hua clan will perish under his blade." "Umph, old bastard, do you think that my Hua clan's foundation is only so?" Huai Yuan Wu smiled coldly and said, "The reason why my Hua family has been able to stand tall for thousands of years is because my Hua family has the greatest trump card and the most powerful attack that can kill my Hua family's enemies." The Chiu family's patriarch's expression changed slightly. He remembered something. It was the Hua clan's million sword illustration. The Hua clan was once in danger of being exterminated more than 1,000 years ago. However, although the Hua clan was almost exterminated, they managed to turn the tables at the critical moment and killed a peak saint expert using the terrifying million sword illustration. If the Hua clan still had the million sword illustration, they would be in big trouble. "Young master, things are getting a little troublesome. I forgot one thing. The Hua clan has a great weapon." Chiu family old ancestor said to Yang Hongwu. "Oh." Yang Hongwu was curious and asked, "What kind of powerful killing weapon is it?" Huai Yuan Wu was only in the honorable realm, so Yang Hongwu naturally did not take him seriously. Even if he had a powerful treasure, Yang Hongwu would not take it seriously. After all, Yin County was still covered by his formation. As long as the formation was not broken, who could block his attack? Moreover, it would be better if it was a powerful treasure, especially one that contained majestic dragon power. Yang Hongwu liked that the most. He cultivated the 9 heavens divine dragon technique and the immortal dragon body. So he needed the blood of a true dragon, dragon power, and dragon chi. It would be even better if there was a true dragon secret treasure. However, Yang Hongwu knew that the possibility was not high because Yang Hongwu did not feel the existence of dragon chi in this city. Without the dragon chi, the possibility of a true dragon secret treasure was too small. Million Sword Illustration. Chiu family old ancestors said, "The Million Sword illustration has killed several peak saint experts." You've killed several peak saint-level warriors? Yang Hongwu was a little surprised. A secret treasure that could directly kill a warrior at the peak of the saint realm was very powerful. Of course, in Yang Hongwu's eyes, it was still nothing. It was not a big deal. Yes, the Million Sword illustration is very terrifying. Once it is activated, no one could stop it. Chiu family old ancestor said, "Is that so? I would like to see it." Yang Hongwu narrowed his eyes. The Million Sword illustration was a treasure that Yang Hongwu once owned, such as the Yellow Spring illustration and so on. Every one of them was a supreme treasure. If the Million Sword illustration was an emperor weapon, it might be able to arouse Yang Hongwu's interest. Otherwise, he would not care at all. Of course, if it was an emperor weapon, Yang Hongwu would have to be wary. After all, Yang Hongwu's strength had not recovered yet. If he encountered an emperor weapon with an awakened weapon spirit, it would be very troublesome. Although the opponent could not kill him, he would be seriously injured. However, Yang Hongwu was not worried about this. He was worried about Bai Yiran and Zi Fenghuang's safety. His life would not be in danger under the emperor weapon, but Bai Yiran and Zi Fenghuang were different. If the two women were attacked by the emperor weapon, it would be very dangerous. If they were not careful, they could die. This was not a situation that Yang Hongwu wanted to see. If the Million Sword illustration was really an emperor weapon, Yang Hongwu would have to consider retreating first. Do you want to see the Million Sword illustration? I'll let you see it. Hua Yuanwu snorted and said loudly, "Let's see the Million Sword illustration." After he spoke, several people behind Hua Yuanwu walked out with a simple and unadorned painting. They stood beside Hua Yuanwu. Hua Yuanwu had a respectful expression as he took the unadorned painting in his hand. "Master, we can't let him activate the Million Sword illustration." Chiu family old ancestor's face changed when he saw the Million Sword illustration and said loudly, Chapter 1230. Breaking the Myriad Sword illustration. Hua Yuanwu, are you dreaming? The old ancestor of the Chiu clan said angrily. Even if he died, he would never submit to the Hua clan. Moreover, Yang Hongwu hadn't said anything yet. Although he appeared to be very surprised, there was no fear on his face. "Very well. The first person I'll kill later is you. Kid, what about you?" Hua Yuanwu looked at Yang Hongwu and said, "After all, the Myriad Sword illustration could only be used once every 1,000 years. After using it, there was no way to use it a second time within 1,000 years. This was a huge shortcoming. It was better not to use it if possible. I would like to try the power of the Myriad Sword illustration," Yang Hongwu said. Hua Yuanwu and the old ancestor of the Chiu clan were dumbfounded. Hua Yuanwu thought to himself, "Is this guy's brain damaged? Maybe he hasn't heard of the power of the Myriad Sword illustration?" However, the old ancestor of the Chiu clan didn't think so. He had another idea. Yang Hongwu dared to say so because he wanted to try the power of the Myriad Sword illustration. This meant that he had enough confidence to block the attack of the Myriad Sword illustration. In this way, there was no need to worry about a mere Hua clan. The Hua clan would be destroyed. You don't know what's good for you. Since you want to die, I'll fulfill your wish. Hua Yuanwu was furious when he saw Yang Hongwu acting like this. If he didn't take action, he wouldn't be able to back down. Now, he had no choice. He had to use the Myriad Sword illustration. Only by killing them could he deter others and protect the Chiu clan. Hua Yuanwu was ruthless. The Myriad Sword illustration in his hand had already opened. Majestic mana poured into the Myriad Sword illustration. The Myriad Sword illustration suddenly shone brightly. Surging sword chi burst out. Its power was astonishing. The entire world was enveloped by the sword chi. The sharpness of the sword chi was extremely terrifying.
It had a peerless aura that made people feel that it was unstoppable. The old ancestor of the Chiu family had a drastic change in his expression. This sword chi was indeed terrifying. The myriad sword illustration had already been activated, and it was a situation where one would not rest until one of them was dead. He knew that he had absolutely no way to stop the myriad sword diagram, but he had no other choice. He simply couldn't stop the terrifying power of the diagram, so he could only look at Yang Hongwu and hope that he had a way to stop this terrifying attack. Zifeng Wang and Bai Yiran's expressions also changed slightly. Under the terrifying pressure of the sword Dao, the two women felt that their lives were in danger. Similarly, they had no way to block this terrifying sword chi attack. Only Yang Hongwu remained calm. If there was no way to stop it, he could still send the two women into the Dragon's Gate at a crucial moment. The Dragon's Gate was a supreme treasure. How could it be destroyed by the million sword illustration? After sensing the sword energy erupting from the myriad sword diagram, Yang Hongwu stopped worrying. It was just sword chi. This sword chi was very ordinary, so Yang Hongwu was not worried at all. Yang Hongwu had also cultivated sword techniques and comprehended the sword Dao. Why would he care about such ordinary sword chi? However, Yang Hongwu's cultivation had not recovered yet, so he still needed to use the Dragon's Gate. Yang Hongwu's best defensive weapon now was the Dragon's Gate. Even if the Dragon's Gate had not recovered, it was still very powerful. Dragon's Gate! Yang Hongwu shouted and waved his hand. The Dragon's Gate instantly appeared in front of Yang Hongwu, forming a defensive wall that blocked the sword chi attack in front of him. The dense sword chi crazily attacked and landed on the defensive barrier in front of the Dragon's Gate, but there was no way to break through it. Seeing that the huge Dragon's Gate had actually blocked the attack of the myriad sword illustration, Hua Yuanwu's expression changed drastically. Impossible! How is this possible? If the attack of the myriad sword illustration was blocked, then the Hua family would really be finished. I don't believe it. Myriad sword flight. Hua Yuanwu roared and spat out a mouthful of essence blood, which landed on the myriad sword illustration. The myriad sword illustration immediately shone brightly, and thousands of sharp swords flew out from the myriad sword illustration, attacking Yang Hongwu and the other three. The dense swords carried surging sword chi, as if they were going to tear the world apart. Die for me. However, it was all in vain. Although the myriad sword illustration was powerful, it was still not comparable to the Dragon's Gate. The Dragon's Gate was a genuine treasure, and the myriad sword illustration was not even an emperor weapon. The gap between them was obvious. Only crisp sounds of clanking could be heard. The sharp swords were blocked outside, and there was no way for them to break through the Dragon's Gate's defense. After dozens of breaths, the myriad sword illustration no longer had any attacking power. It turned back into the myriad sword illustration and returned to Hua Yuanwu's hand. Yang Hongwu waved his hand, and the Dragon's Gate returned to his body. The myriad sword illustration is only SOSO. Yang Hongwu said contemptuously. Impossible. How can you block the myriad sword illustration? This is absolutely impossible. Hua Yuanwu went crazy. At this moment, his heart was dead. The myriad sword illustration was the Hua family's biggest trump card, their final attack. Even a myriad sword illustration could not kill them. Was there any other way to stop them? Was the Hua family really going to be completely destroyed here? Unlike Hua Yuanwu, the Chiu family's old ancestor was deeply shocked. The power of the myriad sword illustration was terrifying. Even if he had a breakthrough in his cultivation, even if he broke through a realm and entered the Great Sage realm, it was impossible to block such a terrifying attack. It was impossible to block the myriad sword illustration. However, Yang Hongwu blocked it. It was just a Dragon's Gate. This was probably the best choice he had made. Yang Hongwu's origin was extraordinary. He actually had a treasure stronger than the myriad sword illustration and easily blocked the myriad sword illustration's attack. Fortunately, he did not fight to the death with Yang Hongwu. Otherwise, the Chiu family would have been completely destroyed. There was no chance of survival at all. Hua Yuanwu, if you are willing to surrender, I can spare your life. Yang Hongwu said. Hua Yuanwu was about to speak and surrender. At this moment,
There was a spatial fluctuation in the inner courtyard of the Hua family. It was the fluctuation of the transmission formation. A dazzling light flashed, and several people appeared in the inner courtyard of the Hua family. Father. They were Hua Xiaohong and 2 elders of the sect of Ether. The other person was Hua Xiaoan, Hua Xiaohong and Hua Xiao, and were both outstanding disciples of the sect of Ether. Hua Xiao and was an inner disciple of the sect of Ether. According to the rules of the sect of Ether, an inner disciple's cultivation must reach the primordial spirit realm, and one could become a pro-disciple of the sect of Ether after reaching the God realm. However, there were some people who were outstanding and could be made an exception. Hua Xiao and Zheng Shushu were such people. Although they were only in the righteous Qi realm, they were promoted to inner disciples because of their extraordinary talent. Chapter 12:31. 1 against 2 in Xiaohong, Xiaoan, seniors. Seeing Ling Song and Zhou Wu, Hua Yuanwu was relieved. These 2 were the elders of the sect of Ether. They were powerful. One of them had reached the great sage realm. They could deal with this young man. However, he was also worried. After all, even the million-sword illustration of the Hua family could not break through the defense of the Dragon Gate. He wondered if the 2 elders of the sect of the Ether could defeat it. If it didn't work, then it would be troublesome. However, he had no other hope now. He only hoped that the 2 elders of the sect of the Ether could stop the young man in front of him. It would be better if they could kill him. Qiu clan's kid? When Zhou Wu saw the old ancestor of the Qiu clan, his eyes narrowed as he said coldly, "Is it your Qiu clan that wants to exterminate my disciple's clan? Senior, for Qiu Qi's sake, step aside and I'll spare your life." Zhou Wu didn't give the Qiu family's old ancestor a chance to explain and said coldly, "Senior, it's that kid. He's the one who killed my father." Hua Yinwu pointed at Yang Hongwu and said, "In his hands, there's a supreme treasure that can block the attack of my Hua family's million-sword illustration." When Ling Song and Zhou Wu heard this, their eyes flashed. It must be a supreme treasure to be able to block the myriad sword illustration's attack. As the masters of Hua Xiaohong and Hua Xiao, and the 2 of them had some understanding of the Hua clan's supreme treasure, the myriad sword illustration. In the past, the Hua clan had used the myriad sword illustration to kill a great saint stage powerhouse. How could they not be shocked that this young man had a treasure that could block the myriad sword illustration's attack? The greed in his eyes could be seen at a glance. He had to get his hands on such a treasure. Once he had such a powerful artifact, his strength would greatly increase. If he could withstand the attack of a powerhouse at the peak of the Great Sage Realm, he could even directly become the #1 person in the sect of Ether. What a dream! Thus, no matter what, he could not let go of this treasure. "Little guy, hand over that artifact of yours and kill yourself. I'll leave your corpse intact." Zhou Wu looked at Yang Hongwu and said. When Yang Hongwu heard this, he sneered. "Old thing, have you gone senile? Or is there something wrong with your brain? You want me to commit suicide with just 1 sentence?" Yang Hongwu said coldly, "Who do you think you are? Brat, you're courting death." Zhou Wu's eyes flashed with a cold light when he heard this. He fiercely punched at Yang Hongwu. Zhou Wu did not use his full strength in this punch, but it was powerful enough to kill a saint-level warrior. Zhou Wu was a great saint realm expert. Although he was only at the 2nd level of the great saint realm, the difference in strength between the great saint realm and the saint realm was huge. A great saint realm expert was comparable to dozens of saint realm experts. Moreover, if this punch were to strike a saint realm expert, then it would definitely be capable of annihilating that expert. Although Zhou Wu was furious at this moment, he did not lose his mind. This punch was just a probing attack. Before he had a clear understanding of Yang Hongwu's background, he would not use his full strength. It was this cautious attitude of his that allowed him to survive countless life and death crises. Insignificant skill. Yang Hongwu snorted softly and mobilized the power of the formation. If they were outside and broke through the formation, Yang Hongwu would have to use some of his trump cards. He might even have to retreat and avoid their attacks. Unfortunately, they were too anxious and did not expect that the entire Yin County was now shrouded in a large formation. This large formation was set up by Yang Hongwu. In this formation, Yang Hongwu's strength was incomparably powerful. With the help of the formation, he could kill an expert at the peak of the Saint stage and resist the attack of a great Saint stage expert. He was not even afraid of facing an expert at the peak of the great Saint stage. Rushing Thunderhand. As Yang Hongwu's voice fell, his hands glowed with purple electric light. The electric light turned into lightning and blasted out, blocking Zhou Wu's punch. How is this possible? Seeing that Yang Hongwu easily blocked Zhou Wu's attack, Huayuan Wu was shocked. He did not even use that treasure to block Zhou Wu's attack. One should know that Zhou Wu was a great Saint Realm expert. Where did this guy come from? Huayuan Wu smiled bitterly. The Hua clan should not have joined forces with the Qiu clan. They should not have helped the Qiu clan. They did not get any benefits from helping the Qiu clan. Instead, the Qiu clan betrayed them. The Hua clan suffered the greatest loss. The old ancestor was dead, and the patriarch was killed. Even the energy of the myriad sword illustration, the biggest trump card of the Hua clan, was consumed. Huayuan Wu was shocked, but Zhou Wu was even more shocked. He was very clear about the power of his punch, but Yang Hongwu had actually blocked his attack so easily, which shocked him to no end. This young man was probably extremely powerful and had concealed his cultivation level. What he was showing now was just a cover. His true strength was definitely much stronger than what he had shown. In addition, he still had a powerful secret treasure in his hand. It was definitely not an easy task to deal with this young man. He took a deep breath. However, riches were found in danger. No matter how powerful this guy was, he had used up a lot of energy to block the attack of the myriad sword illustration. If he and Ling Song joined forces, they would be able to kill him. Junior brother Ling Song, let's join forces and kill this kid first, Zhou Wu said to Ling Song. Ling Song nodded. He and Zhou Wu were best friends. They had worked together for many years. He knew what Zhou Wu was thinking. They only needed to look at each other to know what the other was thinking. It was reasonable for him to propose to join forces. They did not know where this young man came from. He easily resolved Zhou Wu's attack. It was obvious that his strength was extraordinary. Moreover, he had a powerful treasure in his hand. It was absolutely impossible for one person to take him down. Therefore, they needed to join forces. Azure Dragon Fist. Zhou Wu erupted with a powerful aura. His spiritual power erupted, and he threw a punch. It turned into an azure dragon that could break the sky. Ling Song was not to be outdone. He waved his long spear, which turned into starlight and blasted towards Yang Hongwu. Starlight of the sky. When the spear technique was used, it was as if a bright starry sky appeared. It was extremely beautiful. However, there was a hidden murderous intent in this beauty. Huayuan Wu was relieved when he saw the two elders of the sect of the ether attacking together. He stared at Yang Hongwu and thought to himself, let's see how this little bastard is going to resist. The two experts are going to attack together. This little bastard is going to die. Yang Hongwu's face turned slightly solemn when he sensed the two forces locking onto him. However, he wasn't too worried. Although the attacks of these two people were powerful, he was still confident that he would be able to deal with them in this formation. Thunder of the Ninth Heaven. You're tuning in to the Warrior Lore YouTube channel. Don't forget to subscribe and join us on this journey to catch the most captivating stories.